Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We're broadcasting from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena, and welcome to the Esports Tower Valorant Rumble. Tonight we kick off our Week 3 Valorant Rumble. This week we will hop right into our semifinals, starting with a rematch of last week's Grand Finals as the Infernos and Spiders face off. I'm your host, Brandon Redhots Koziancic, and joining me to call the action today is Greg Oldsel-Smith, of course. And Greg, I kind of was, since this is a rematch already of the Infernos versus the Spiders, I do want to say, do you think there's a difference between like a best of 3 and best of 1 in terms of like preparation for this match, in terms of agents picked or something like that?
Not necessarily in preparation, just because it should be the same game that you're playing, but when you get down to it, the stakes are a lot shorter. And I mean, it's a less drawn-out game. You can see this is right at the beginning, so they have to fight through this until the finals. They've got a lot ahead of them, and it all comes down to just one game right now. Yeah,
so. And that is true, because I think, I mean, I could definitely see less risks being taken in a best of 1, or even more risks because you're like, hey, it's a best of 1, we can cheese this way through.
Either way.
And so I think it's definitely like either side of the spectrum, and I'm curious to see if these teams either step outside of their comfort zone or stay within that comfort zone for this best of 1, because we saw last week that it was a 2-0. But, you know, and obviously you never know in terms of what map and stuff like that, because I think maps obviously play a bigger thing too, because, I mean, it could be a more comfortable map for one of them, whereas the other 2 maps in best of 3 could be the other comfortable for the other 2. So I'm really excited to see that and stuff like that, of course. And we can see like the event card or the bracket here, which, you know, so the Quakes, Comets, Eruptions, Infernos, Spiders, and Blizzards. We are going to see the Spiders and the Infernos for the first game today, so this will actually be the first match of the semifinals. So, of course, that'll be fun to watch. And also, it's kind of, we don't know if maybe this is a week where a third team kind of rises up, because kind of see the Infernos and the Spiders of last week. And in general, they've been doing pretty well, especially the Infernos and the Spiders last week. Obviously, their first week, they're coming back and winning it. So we'll see if anyone rises up to the occasion. We always love to see those, you know, lone wolf kind of the packs, and you don't see them very much, and they just all the way to the top, so we love seeing that, of course. Docs Keys the Game, which are presented today by Esports Tower. Scroll Pro advice, esportstower.com. And in Valorant, you want to flank efficiently, spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and dominate those angles. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. That is Esports Tower. And the first map will be Ascent. So Ascent is actually a very cool map. I'm a very big fan, especially with the recent VCT stuff, of course, with seeing teams really utilize that utility together. We've seen a lot of different approaches to this map in VCT in terms of people going really slow. They'll play a little mid, go really slow, you know, calculated, or they'll just do really rushes. And it seems like people are really incorporating these rush with a lot of utility baked in together. And so I want to see that kind of today.
And that's interesting. I want to see how that all plays into what you were saying about taking risks and changing your play style up. I wonder if they're going to adopt some of those play styles and try to get the upper hand with a little bit of surprise and really just come roaring in and then play real slow, change it up. Maybe once they have a little bit of econ, really send all those synergized utilities, which we've talked a lot about in the past. Synergize utilities, use your ults. But now having this kind of big brother showcase of just straight up options to do that with, so you don't have to create your own, really just creates a playbook for people to play off of. And I'd like to see some of that pulled out as they're trying to play a little bit more risky, or maybe play safer, they could consider it, and try to get the upper hand on this best of 1 here.
Yeah, I think a good point of that is basically just risks and stuff, but I think being really comfortable on your agents, and that's the thing with Reyna a lot. You don't really see her, I guess, in the top of play, but you actually have seen her a little bit. We have seen Reyna in actual VCT when people are really comfortable with that. And I think Reyna is the perfect example of a comfort character. Yeah. And what I mean by that is she's not really the best duelist and competitive. She doesn't really like do anything without someone making a mistake, if that makes sense. She capitalizes on those 1v1s and you winning off pure gunplay. And so it's a good kind of thing to see when you have someone really comfortable on Reyna and really pop off. So I think she's a character that does that really well. And we can see that the other team is really adapting the one duelist kind of meta that people are going into, like the Spiders, where you have that Jet with the op, and then you have the rest of just kind of comfort characters, you know, util and stuff like that, especially with the Sova being in that one. We're going to see actually, you know, kind of that, you know, Sentinel, the 2 controllers, which is that Omen and the Viper. So maybe a little bit more utility with that flash coming from the Omen that really offers that utility that they need.
Yeah, and these comfort characters aren't bad picks. They're definitely,
absolutely,
they're definitely viable options for each map that they go into. Like, Reyna on Ascent is super typical. But like you're saying, it's not mathematically the best. You have to rely on other people making mistakes. You kind of can't synergize that util with other people, but it is still totally a good option, especially if you can pop off, and especially if you do have that.
Ooh, Jake with a great
makes it quite a ways.
And that's just a great entry right there, dashing through with a little updraft there, making sure it's really hard to deal with that because you have people coming from main and behind you. That's what Jets really excel in. We're going to see a retake here from the Infernos, I believe. Yeah, the Infernos. So they should make sure they kind of use their utility here. We see holding that angle, Draken gets one. He knows there's there, but he has to be careful to his left. And Psycho looks him in the eyes before he ends up getting him down there. Psycho with 3K.
Yeah, Psycho with a 3K. That's such a tricky pocket.
Yeah.
Just a cheeky place to peek from. I'm surprised that they didn't check that or get that on kill 1 or 2.
I was saying, and honestly, it paid off waiting. I mean, sometimes it's the one thing that's really a really hard question lately is how much is too much in terms of waiting? When you have the opportunity, how long should you wait? Because a lot of times it's like, okay, well, if I wait the extra 2 seconds, I can get 2 kills. But at the same time, it's like, well, if one accidentally looks at me, I get 0. So it's a really big risk in terms of when you actually peek that angle if they're not peeking you, because eventually they might actually randomly peek you. So yeah. I think there's no good answer, right? I think it just always depends on what happens in hindsight.
Or worse off, they could peek a teammate closer into the objective. Oh, a big judge fight in the smoke right on the point for A.
Akamo gets 2 right there. And the Spider's already down 2, and they know they have shotguns here, so they're probably a little, like, aware, I would say. You gotta really make sure you clear those corners.
You have to start playing kind of an anti-eco mindset.
Good turret here, yeah.
Long.
And they have to check every corner here. Oh, really good molly there from the OK Zoomer. Kind of understanding that, hey, someone's going to be in the smoke because they have those judges and they're probably going to play within it anyways.
Wow, very forced on the economy here. We already see a Marshall and Spectres and Judges out for everybody.
Oh, wow. Zoomer gets another one. Oh, gets the turret kill. Hidden's in the corner here. Does have Marshall, but decides that, hey, you're going to have Classic out. Just kidding. Oh, and wow. Zoomer with the 4K there. Great util usage there, too. Peeks with the turret. Make sure that, hey, no one's close. Puts a molly right in the smoke where they know the Omen's probably to play there. Cheeky plays another, molly up there, gets one of that, and gets a turret kill.
I'm seeing a dangerous kind of aggression coming from these solo players. Right here, this Sova that just jumps in without worrying about Hell, gets into a place where that Hell can't peek him. It doesn't peek from heaven and slowly clear the angles, but jumps into a safe spot deep within the map. And we saw Jet do the exact same thing. Like, yeah, she made it past the pocket that we had that Omen waiting in, and she makes it past the whole market ledge and all the back spots and just jumps straight into the pit and checks what she's safe for and then stays there.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that like solo aggression, but it is kind of dangerous because you're split from your team and then surrounded immediately.
Zoomer's actually seen on this recon dart here. Yeah, say, oh, Bucky kill. Gets 2. Oh. Bang, you're good for 2, Slugs.
Oh, definitely.
Dashes through, has a shorty, flanks him. And the Infernos are playing a super cheeky defense.
They really are.
Jay comes in, does see 2. Gets hit by like a little bit from Bucky there, but honestly, a surprising amount of damage from that far.
Ooh, this could be a good
Does get spiked. I think they're
swapping. And they're going for it. They know that the whole defense is trapped down there in some smoke, so they make the jump over, and it's already post-plant scenario.
Yeah, and the thing is here, it's going to be really hard for the Infernos to retake A with these shotguns if these Spiders play really aggressive angles. I think this is the one time where you can actually hold that heaven angle in that long area because you know the weapons they have.
Definitely.
But we'll see here. Jake does have basically 6 armor left and 79 HP, so he's actually pretty low in terms of overall. This is pretty scary in Hell here because I think they have the shotguns. They can, I say, Mo can just flash or smoke this down here, and they have no visibility outside of it. So if they do this in sync, this could be a very well retake from the Infernos here.
It definitely could be. They have the weapons to take this over. It's difficult for them to check everything else, though, so they kind of have to hope they're in Hell and just jump down and go for it. They are watching all the other spots, but they're not playing on attackers.
Oh, they're not looking. Oh! Wow.
An easy spray for that last one. That is rough.
And the thing is, though, is the Spiders going up 3-0 here, the Infernos forced that round. We saw Bucky, we saw, I think, Spectres or something like that. So maybe they might have enough to buy because now they're down 3-0. So they have that kind of that econ. Each round you get more and more the more you
that kind of ramp up.
Yeah, so possibility, but I think at the very least you're going to have kind of a skewed eco here. So we'll see if they can end up affording all eco. We see at least one Vandal for Omen, so my guess is they probably have enough to buy weapons. So at the end of the day, it wasn't bad. They got a lot of ecos in.
Surprised Jet went for this Spectre. Ooh, they're already
Jake had it from last round.
That's a rough one there.
Dashes away. Super does trade. Good trade right there.
You should run.
Shock Dart hits one, I think. They don't have the Hunter's Fury yet, and they just actually use the... good try, Mo, but unfortunately you need high pen for that.
Yep.
If only he had a Sheriff.
Utility starts to go down.
Ooh. Zushi gets one.
Is taken, and EGB hidden gets another one, ready for the next.
Oh, he's so close.
Oh, too, but instead he gets taken. AKMO looking to move in off of that.
That was a great crossfire stuff from the Infernos there. Making sure that nothing can really go by there. Oh, good blind available. Oh, he doesn't use it.
Very close. He doesn't know how close they are.
He's probably themed with the blind again.
Oh, interesting. A dangerous shadow step. Yeah, not the move. If they were only holding market, that would have been great.
Yeah, unfortunately, they have the spike advantage there, so they're like, well, we can just kind of look at the spike there, we can look at main, and then as soon as you start hearing the TP sound, they can see it right there.
I will say he kind of had the right idea. That was an attack smoke and not a defense smoke.
Yeah.
So it made it awkward to move in, but there are too many sides for them to watch all at once. All being from market.
Yeah.
So they had to spread out, and if he was quick, he could.
I also think that play is really good if he blinds.
Yes.
Because a big thing that you can do now with the Omen kind of buffs and stuff like that, with his TP being so short, is you can blind and TP behind people. Because they can't hear you or see you, so you're behind them. They have no idea where you are. We'll see Delete kind of holding this mid here. No ops yet, but I don't think that the eco of this game has been really weird overall, so I don't think that there's really been an opportunity to have enough for that operator yet. We'll hear the double dash.
Ooh, Jet trying
to you know that if you updraft and you jump at the exact peak, you can actually increase your updraft by a certain amount.
Ooh. Wall goes down.
Reset spray,
a bit.
Does he can actually, yeah.
So very low health on these knives. Jake has got to be careful, but he's ready for that spot. Moves over, decides to watch Heaven, maybe leave the rest to Vig.
Has no really utility left either, so he can't really jump up or smoke. Oh, and Selexic does take one down. And Zushi does get that, and now at this point, it's 2-3 Infernos. Infernos have done a really good job playing this defense once they actually got guns with the Vandals and Phantoms. Really playing those crossfire angles well that they probably couldn't really with these like cheese shorties and, you know, bold, judges and stuff like that. So overall, doing a great job with these guns now. And I really enjoy a good crossfire defense because I think it's essentially really hard to play against.
You can't leave everything up to 50-50.
Exactly, yeah.
Making those guarantees in a game where you say, we are going to get a one-for-one trade if we set up a good 50-50 at the worst. So having those, like, setting the game pace to you and making those places where you can guarantee the game will go some way just sets you in the knowledge, and that is all the power.
Absolutely, and I think that's really what a lot of this comes down to is
cover going out.
I guess just reducing the risk in terms of, you know, aim can always vary. It doesn't matter. You can be the best aimer in the world. We can always make mistakes still. So it's better to kind of always take that 100% chance of trading. Of course, you'd rather not, but I mean, if it does happen, at least you're there to go for the one for one.
Especially on an attack, that's kind of okay.
Yeah.
If you can force them to walk through and take that 50-50 and lose a guy for it, a 4v4 is attack favored. And we saw that last time when it was a 2v3, but the attack had him cornered and walked right to the other site and made out with it.
So Selexic actually got a pick right away there from the Killjoy, trying to push a little bit too far into B main, just immediately gets picked there. So it looks like these Spiders are going to be rotating out through spawn to A site here, with the utility kind of coming out here. Sushi has a good spot, does not pop this turret of force, just I guess waiting probably for an eco next round or something like that, just in case they do lose. I did hear the Omen kind of TP go off there. Doesn't find any. They do get on the side though, so it's going to be a retake now from the Spiders. Or sorry, the Infernos. Gets two.
One enemy remaining.
Wow, Infernos are really playing this just retake very well. They are fully waiting for basically the utility from the Spiders to go through, so they don't have to worry about that. They'll hold, wait for their members to get those angles there. They'll pop the utility, they'll pick off of it. So doing a great job of that, and overall just kind of getting a lot of people that when they don't expect it either.
And in the mindset of like deliberacy and patience,
Yeah.
he didn't pop the tour de force because if he pops it, then they know he's in a good angle to use it. He's
Yeah.
not holding short with a shorty, and he kind of got smoked in a weird way that
Yeah.
made the tour de force kind of useless.
I would say, yeah.
So if something came out like that, which it did, he wouldn't have wanted to pop it.
I would say I think for that he has to be able to set his TP up so he can TP
Definitely.
out as well, and I think he was not really set up for that and having a good angle to peek off of.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
And now
no.
we're going to see Delete actually going to upgrade to that op. Looking for that pick right away. We do see the judge available here, so if they just peek that, probably going to, yeah, great. Oh, doesn't see it though.
A-side ops, no, he doesn't.
Not deep enough. I think we hear a drone though. Oh, Jake with a great shot onto Mo in mid there. Hunter Spear coming out here.
Ooh. Actually, a good aim. Gets one or two.
I think he hits, yeah, he actually hit 2 there.
Yep.
We see
low
Zoomer,
health.
yeah.
They're starting to move in on that Killjoy, so she knows that's happened. Doesn't look like they're going to bait off it, though. They're all going into mid, and I've seen recently this mid is totally given away to the attacking
Yeah.
side. They're a lot more comfortable. Defenders are a lot more comfortable playing in market here.
It allows you to have that, like I said, that crossfire that they had set up on those rounds in B. They had someone from market, and they had someone from main, so it's really hard to actually defend against that. And so we're going to see that Selectic is actually going to play very back aside. I really like this play a lot. He is blinded. Are they going to clear it? We'll see. He's actually not blind. Oh, they did not clear it.
Goodness.
Gets 2.
One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
gets 3. Goes in. Oh
and
my
makes it.
gosh.
Wow.
The thing is, he got the Viper's Pit as she was locked in that animation too, so she had no way of really defending herself. And the thing is, their teammates couldn't see there because they're on that B little like ramp there, and they can't see from there from the boat. So you gotta clear that boat area.
You do.
You do, and it's a great blind too. They hit him, but the thing is, they just don't clear boat, and Slexic just gets essentially like a free 2, and then just gets other 2 as well because they're on an eco round. So
Yeah, no, he should not have survived this. A quick check from the Omen would have saved them an ult, and 4 players gotten that plant down for sure, and would have taken one on the other side, leaving it at 3v3 with a Viper's Pit on a plant. Like, they were in a good position.
yeah, absolutely. If that Viper's Pit goes through, that's a huge for them because they're on eco as well, so they have those kind of the short range weapons, and they can kind of hold that, but unfortunately, it doesn't go through there. Zushi gets a pick onto Draken again, and the Spiders are starting these rounds down 1-0 very fast.
Yes.
Wow.
They do have an aggressive playstyle, though, but Infernos just play so meticulously. If they make a bad mistake,
Yep.
though, Spiders will have them in over their heads.
Yeah, so Jet does get on the site here, so it actually makes it so Selectic is forced back to spawn here and has to wait, you know, kind of for the team to play retake now, because that's a great job by Jake to really getting those angles and finding those kind of spots to get in here. Vega kind of holding these angles here, though. Not picking anything. Select's going to pick him. Who has the utility out? Not anymore, though. Just nice. Great job there. Uses the utility together.
Tries to run.
Zushi does not. Yeah, she doesn't trade there. Oh,
Ooh,
hidden. Gets that one.
Zushi checking all the spots. This
Oh,
is rough
close,
one.
but a little too far
low.
down.
Maybe takes a foot or 2, but it's enough
Ooh,
to
is seen
distract.
there.
Oh, this guy was a good TP, but again, you've got to TP somewhere safe.
I do want to say, great Sova darts from either team there.
Oh, yeah.
We saw the Sova dart get that Reyna selects
Yep.
it, kind of that pick, and then right there, using the Sova dart backside there, you see through the walls. The thing about Ascent is the walls are paper thin everywhere, and so you can basically shoot through everything, and they shoot through, get one, and just like that, it's basically pretty hard to defend there. So I'm liking the I guess the opportunity that the Spiders are trying for the post plant, but it seems like the beginning of these rounds are really getting to them with these great shots by Infernos. They're getting these picks at the very beginning of the rounds, and it's making it so hard for the Spiders to really capitalize on that attack. Because I mean, attacking with 4v5 and even a 3v5, well, in their case, is just really hard to do on retake.
Yeah, and it's really upsetting to keep ending up with this 4v5.
Oh.
Like having a person cancel every time. Oh, that
Does
almost
miss it
got
there,
it.
but Jake gets a pick onto Zushi with the Marshall right away, so it's a huge pick already.
Definitely. So Delete has not.
Playing a hard angle, but does not have dash. So if they get him with a Sova drone here, he can't move, and they're waiting.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Spike down
Playing
A.
off that Cloudburst.
He's still in it.
Very low health, but still in it.
It gets like the really just the
Player
barrel
standing.
stuff.
Ready for another one. Goodness. What a fast round, but lots of good kills on either side. It was just so tight to be playing a op right there.
I think that definitely needs a little bit more communication for the Spiders there. You heard Jet Dash and you saw Jet Dash. When you hit her with the drone, she can't go anywhere. She doesn't have the dash, so if you push her there, even with, it doesn't matter if she smokes because you can see her through. So it's like you clear the jet and then you can clear the site, and you know they probably thought, well, they have crossfire and stuff like that, but I think at the very end of the day, like if you get that jet with an op, I think it really opens up things. And the thing is, if you hesitate, it makes it even worse because Delete just sat there. I mean, he just waited and they just ran right in front of him again. So he'll take that. And the Infernos are now 6-3 after starting off 0-3, and the Spiders now lost 3 straight rounds.
Ooh. Mo plays right
does go
in
for
the hands
2.
of everyone. That was another.
Ooh, Delete gets 1. 4v4
Delete.
now, or sorry, 3v4 actually. 3v3, I can't count.
Almost takes 1.
Good Killjoy ult here.
One down.
Jake gets a pick on Delete. That's big there. Their op is gone. Oh,
Zushi with another.
Yeah.
Just loves holding that place, and he might get another one from it. Looks
Almost
like
got.
Got to start to collapse in there, already into sight. Finally
Almost
a
got detained there
post-
too.
Finally, a post-plant scenario for the Spiders.
2v2 again.
Check the boats.
Okay, do you see the utility thrown there? So
You do.
he checked everything that he needed to. So it's at this point you can kind of process elimination. They are boat.
Yes, definitely.
Shock dart. He does have his teammate kind of
It is,
there
and
though,
that's
so it's
good.
good.
Last player standing.
Oh wow, the turret just killed him.
A little bit of an awkward shock dart. He's getting desperate. Time
Gets
to
one.
He does take 1.
Oh,
And those nanoblades. The nanobots dies to another.
that's a big round for Spiders there. They stopped that 6-0 streak and they desperately needed that to end this first half.
Definitely.
And it's funny because that's actually Zoomer's second turret kill of the series already, which
is.
we don't see many of those, but sometimes it's kind of like an execute, where it kind of just needs that last couple bullets just to kind of hold it, because it's either they die to you or they die to your turret, and a lot of the times they're not going to shoot the turret because then you just swing them. So
That's very true, and that just means you're overwhelming them correctly. which I
yeah,
think
exactly. You're playing it
sometimes
well.
we see- yeah, well, sometimes we see Killjoys don't use that well enough. They instead use their utility to spread everything
Yeah.
out. We see a big push here coming from the Spiders, starting off with a nice wall off, which means they've already really committed to sight. Zushi's going to get hit with the arrow and stays out. Doesn't actually.
Ooh.
Sorry. Sushi TP's back on a threat, but Delete still playing forward. Wants this early op kill. It is still 5v4. The Spiders having one down. Don't know if they really want to push here or not. They're kind of hanging out. Might be waiting for a poke from Infernos. We start to hear that gunfire, so it's really happening.
Oh.
They actually went in and punished for it. Mo takes one, but is returned by Skyo. Selectsic knows how deep they are and decides to go in for it. Oh! Catches one on the tail through. They don't turn around to go for him, but they do change hands on the spike. Ooh. That, another good 50-50
yeah,
setup
I
on
would
the
say
Zeus on the station.
unfortunate there from Selectsic. Of course, it's hindsight, but it's like if he waits just that
Spike
extra
down
second without
B.
shooting there and tries to flank there, they probably have no idea he's there and he can get those kills and spawn. But unfortunately, he's just like, all right, maybe this is the only time I can get that pick. But they kind of wait for him, then he pushes out, so they kind of got him there.
They felt that pressure
Yeah.
from having everyone kind of swarm them, and so they knew they could TP B, no problem. But you don't understand the
30
rest
seconds
of the
left.
territory when you do that. So they were easily able to pinch back onto him and take one.
Wow,
And
Leah gets a
quick
great
end
shot there,
from
yeah.
Hidden, yep.
And hidden with the Odin with the Sova buys, which we've kind of seen.
Last round
Sova's
before
kind
the
of
switch.
always using this map due to, of course, that
Oh,
B
yeah.
main wall being
Yep.
so, spammable with the
Yep.
Odin. So a lot of times it's actually really good on this map everywhere because Odin kind of just goes through anywhere. So good to kind of see Sova's use that correctly with, their utility and stuff like that. So ends up doing pretty well there. We're going to see 7-4 now. If the Spiders win this, it's probably ideal for them to kind of get something going here because, it does kind of suck to go 3-0 to 6-3 to 7-4, and then, if you do lose this, it's now 8-4. So, see this final round here. We do have a couple ults here, both Hunter's Furies up, and we have the Omen ult available for the TP. They're at a drone here. It looks like they're overloading this A site and this A main with no catwalk or mid presence, so they're going to really probably commit to this.
Yeah, a little scary when they do that because it's so easy to flank and it's so easy to set up a crossfire. Delete misses that early one, but might go in for another.
Oh, Zushi gets the one instead, though.
Let's follow
Yeah,
up.
say great tag right there. He's one.
Oh, Skyo
So he
catching
gets-
Delete through the smoke is huge. That's down an op, and all of a sudden that positioning that was backfield that was really helpful is now doesn't really help them out. They're all of a sudden stuck up in heaven. That door closing on Zushi is pretty big. He'll have to fight through.
Oh,
Ooh, Hunter's Fury going default is big and actually almost takes one out. Doesn't
just
quite
hits
get
him
though.
once.
Big and
Sushi coming in here. Here comes the retake.
Oh, they hit on two of them.
Spike
He
down
is
A.
returned, but that's a 2v1 in the end.
And the Infernos are really playing this retake on Ascent very well.
Switching
It's
sides.
making it so the Spiders really get overwhelmed with these
Definitely so.
number presence. I mean, they peek every angle at the same time here. It makes it really hard for them to play. We see shock dart kill here. We have someone pushing from tree. We have some people dropping down, so they just play so many angles there, just playing a really good job. And I think the Infernos are just doing a great job of communicating and playing together.
Communicating and patience,
Yeah.
too, because when I believe it was Delete died, then Zushi could have rushed in and definitely got a kill pretty easily coming off that wall, but would have died as well.
Exactly.
Instead, hung out and waited for Hidden to come in through gate, and they pinched 2 with the spike. So it was just waiting, being patient, holding your spot, kind of moving around a little bit, checking closer angles, but not trying to go too deep and aggressive. That gave them that big pinch and that overwhelming feeling that you're talking about.
Yeah, I agree. And I think just overall, just having that patience to play as a team too, because there's so many times, like you said, you just want to go in, you want to make that play. I have the timing for this, but it's like you're risking that timing over just waiting and playing the play with the rest of your team.
Oh, Jake!
Oh, it does get caught on that wall, unfortunately.
Tries to get cheeky, tries to get deep. Would have gotten one, but they come in pairs, the Infernos do.
They do. That is very true. Infernos definitely kind of have that two-person rule at the very least there. Gets one.
Player standing.
1v3 here for the side of Infernos.
Switches over to a beautiful Reaver Sheriff. Walks in nice and smooth. Oh, we just missed a little
Oh,
bit.
Zushi's going A.
Yeah. Zushi's just sprinting right across. Gonna get a quick default plant after a door close.
Yeah, I mean, plant is pretty huge here despite being, in a 1v3 situation. It seems like the Sova's going to be here by himself, though, so he has an opportunity to maybe get a pick right away here. I think he's to play pretty aggressive in his situation here, because I think if you play post plant, you're going to get hit with the...
Ooh, just barely.
Good dart, though.
Yes, an excellent dart. The problem with that dart and avoiding it instead of shooting it means that he knows where you're not.
Yeah, so they can... so they can basically kind of understand, okay, you're either main or you're hell.
Yep.
And at that point, it's okay, well, we'll just check, hell really quick. We'll have a person looking at main as I check hell. Okay, you're there. And then you lose the 1v1 anyways, but overall,
it definitely limits your options and
Yeah.
sets up with a good divide and conquer. So hitting that instead, maybe taking one flash and then being able to change your positioning or not, lets less options be checked off the list for Infernos.
Yeah, and Spiders winning that first round, for them to kind of come back in this game is obviously a very pivotal first point in terms of just getting things going again. You want to make sure if you want to come back in this game, a good one is to win pistol, because then you're mostly to win the second round. And that makes it 8-6, so your momentum and overall feeling is like, okay, you know what, we're really in this, making sure, even if you never thought you were out, but it's just that, I guess, actual action happening that makes you feel better about it.
Yeah, just the reassuring.
Yeah, reassurance, yeah.
Vega moving in with a typical camera here. Oh, he's going to get an easy
He
one.
just looked at him, he's like, all right.
Yeah, take it.
And he TP's out. Pretty sure he sees him still, though, when he TPs.
It is all just a game of waiting. Oh, and a quick one. Skyo with good timing takes one.
Does
Moves
TP out,
further
yeah.
in to kind of pair up with Vega here to fight Hidden. Hidden getting alt clicks with the classic. Does get a flash of eye contact from the Sova, but they both back off. It is returned, though, and he goes down in Garden here.
1v1 in Garden. That's going to be a huge one. Oh, Vega does. He has a bucket.
One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
nice. Jake timing off the Cloudburst. Does take one right in mid with a nice spray to prove it. Zushi waiting well for Jake to make a mistake here. Oh, and there it is. Nobody plays so fast, and he gets the last one. Jake with a 3K to close it up.
Yeah, and I don't think Zushi had any of his Sheriff bullets, because he had just a classic out, so he essentially just had, nothing there to really do, because, I mean, the classic's fall-off damage is just so incredible there that, you have to get double dinked there, and by the time he shoots, it just kind of gets him down there.
After seeing him kind of stare at that jet and be really far in the spawn and kind of stare at that Sova drone, I'm wondering how the man's ping is.
Yeah, or something like that. Or, sometimes you get distracted because people are in high school, so maybe it's like, you never know. People come into your room all the time.
Oh, tell me about
it. And
it.
it's like, well, I'm in a game here, and it's like, sometimes it's understand there, things like that.
We'll give you those ones.
Yeah. Happens.
Jake with a good one. That Cloudburst does give off a lot of positioning, but
this
kind of
is
forces them with a
so it is a bonus for the Spiders after all. So if the Spiders do win this, they're actually in a really good spot here, and I think the Infernos really need to win this one at the very least. Let's have a lineup here. I wonder where that goes. Probably top mid, I'm guessing.
Let's see.
I
heard it.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Right.
It looked like it was top of mid or it was tiles. I think it might have been tiles.
Tiles sounds like right. Yeah.
Standing ahead.
Ooh.
There they are.
Vega.
Okay, does see all three of them. Yeah, I thought
that is a good
doesn't have
one.
shock darts, unfortunately.
It is shot. but he does know 3 of them are there. So now he's
dash
rolled
through
that
by
angle.
Delete.
Hearing the Jenny, you know what that sound is. Delete is ready for it. Oh, Skyo not quite there. Does get past the wall, so kind of stuck.
Jake does get one, though.
Down A.
Delete replies and Selecti follows up. Now it is just a 4v2. Spike is starting to go down, and Draken falls. This is a lockdown for Infernos, and Zoomer's going to have to play excellent. Does take one, but now his position's out, and he's low health. Decides to play off that same angle. Little scary, because he's got one coming up on the left. Oh! And that's it. Delete takes OK Zoomer for a 9v6.
And a recent thing that's been kind of talked about more or less is Ascent T-sided or CT-sided? Of course, in Valorant, it's attack-sided versus defender-sided in terms of overall. But it's been very interesting because as it's kind of gone on, we've seen teams in both esports, tower, VCT, everything.
Everywhere.
Sometimes it is attack-sided for them. You can see that they do well on attack. Sometimes they do well on defense. And I think the consensus is Ascent overall is a pretty balanced map, and I think it really comes down to how your team plays on how sided you are.
And it's nice to have a map like that that showcases the style of play of your team, because there's so many options. And I've talked about this before. There's open places and there's tight places, and there's a nice mid, or you could just leave it. You don't have to use the mid. And there's like a really flat kind of like laid out wall bangable area like this. And there's another one with strong blocks and a heaven and hell. And there's always 2 entry points and an exit point, but it is a well-developed map.
Yeah, I agree. And I think when it comes down to it is how much you practice this map and how much you really commit to attacking in terms of, okay, well, are we to rely on our Jet to just dash through and create the space every time? Or are we going to have our, Sova Dart and Smoke go at the same time, or Drone with, Jet following it, stuff like that? And, overall, how much do you play together on that?
And now, we definitely talked about comfort picks here, and I think that plays a lot into it. How are you comfortable on this map? How are you comfortable taking this route? And they're moving right in. This is an easy A for Infernos. He is already up Delete, holding these power position with the knives out. And there is just not any ultimate utility on the Spider's side. They've got it locked down. They're kind of running all around in positioning here, which I don't like, but...
Yeah, we did see the Infernos play this retake very well, so it's time for the Spiders to kind of see if they can play that retake the same.
Jake takes a quick one, but Zushi replies. Okay, Zoomer almost... Oh, the spray control in midair is just not there. So has the upper hand.
Good 3-second
one. Almost with that
He probably wanted to right-click, but he was like, you know what, I can probably get the headshot. Oh, he's 3 HP. That right-click would have definitely killed him.
So low on time and so
that hidden play is just a, he's 3 HP. Just hit him, man.
AoE.
Yeah, just get something on him.
Oh, comms were screaming with, he's 1.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those guys who's like, okay, I did 120. Okay, I did, 17 or 27. You're like, yo, he's like 1 HP.
Yeah.
Great job there. Kind of communication there. 10-6, though. The Spiders are having a harder time maybe playing that little post plant there. They were pretty low to their point, though. They had a couple kind of take damage previous rounds. Like I said, we have no Sky or Stage here, so if you take damage, you're just you're taking it.
Unless you're the one Reyna on the Inferno side who can take another kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Then there is all damage done is damage like.
Oh, Dragon gets a pick onto Slexic right away, and I think that was
a good one.
In mid or B.
Mo loses a little bit of health, goes even deeper with the TP.
Poison's off.
Draken looking to kind of peek out a little bit. Spiders are definitely cooling off some here, definitely holding their spots, and I appreciate that about them.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a big change to make that will help them out here as they move to the defensive side. Yeah, Hidden did have a good shock dart there.
Unfortunately, didn't hit him, though.
No. Which is just bad timing. Just unfortunate timing, really.
Ooh. Dart doesn't get any, but they do see Vega. They already knew he was there, though, so it doesn't really get you that too much information.
Just intimidate.
Oh, Psycho gets a pick onto Mo with a...
My goodness.
Frenzy.
Close op.
Oh.
Speaking of which, Jake absolutely going
to
into the chase here. Did he hear him? I don't think they did.
That is one of those things that is pretty tragic, because it's like... Okay, they're looking somewhere else. Are they going to move or not move? And then they move, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
But, happens.
Just the sniper's dilemma.
Yeah.
Do I shoot or do I keep
waiting? Okay, one-on-one here, though. Zushi, that's the Vandal difference.
So much screen time. Jake, though, whacks away the one.
Good crouch there, by the way.
Yep.
I think he actually loses that if he stays up, because I think he gets headshot, but it is pretty psychotic for him to just take that that interaction there in the farthest possible spot, knowing that he is a Spectre.
Definitely. That's intense. But being able
and
to
it's so unfortunate. You
just right over the shoulders.
God, he just didn't drag down, and it happens. It happens all the time with the Vandal. Sometimes you are just a half millisecond or a millisecond just off that reset spray, and you just keep going because you're like, if I don't, I'm gonna die. Yeah.
It gets so intense, and it's hard to tat fire to make sure you only let out 3 bullets, and them just sitting down after the 3rd bullet.
Now, if you had a Phantom there, I don't know. I don't think that happens.
I will say,
I think both guns are great.
Vandal against the Spectre definitely would have amplified.
Absolutely.
Okay, Jake, good one here. Goes deep and doesn't watch the
I was saying Slexic was so wide he wasn't ready for it.
Absolutely lined
That
up
was a
next
cheeky
one,
wall. Did you see that spot there from Draken? Wow. What an interesting setup there from Draken, showing some comfort in there.
It definitely gets some.
That's a really cool spot.
Delete with a nice cloud burst to really protect this spike here.
Does get on the site here. Going to start planting.
Slexic waiting. On the swing. Now Vega's moving into Slexic, and Slexic is got the paranoia on. It fades, and he's only watching one of these angles. He's lucky though. That's the one they come from, and that head lineup is on point. Vega versus Draken. This is it.
Vega's literally 1 hit away, so.
And he clutches it up, bringing them to 11-7. So close to an end. Inferno's it's in their eyes.
See, that's the unfortunate thing, that sometimes I think that stuff like that happens a lot, where the Omen blind was really good, but they got no value from that. Yes. And what I mean by that is, if they would have waited for them to get into spots where they can both push, then you Omen blind the paranoia, and then you go in. Okay, at that point, he's blinded, and now you have a double peek, and then you could probably win that round. Definitely. But unfortunately, you blind, you peek one side, the blind's gone, you get you're dead, and then the next time, okay, well now you know.
Now we know.
Exactly. So. Unfortunate there. I think things like that happen a lot, and it's sometimes it's hard to communicate that. Sometimes you really gotta just be like, hey, whoa. I like that attempt there, trying to get the Sova caught in the utility there. Unfortunately,
they're going really aggressive. They're ready to turn it up. They're backing each other.
Big blind there, huge paranoia.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of damage on the Jet too.
No.
Okay, does get the reset at least.
Sky does take one and is traded by Slexic. Finally making it through that wall, so we got another spot open to watch. Slexic takes one.
Oh, wow.
Second on Heaven. Holding it tight, watching this new garage door, but it's already moved in by Zushi, taking his second.
And now, so now game point here for the side of Infernos. And
match point.
Overall, it seems like the Infernos are doing a pretty good job of kind of, I think their post-plant and retake is their strong suit, as we can see. It seems like sometimes attacking there, we can see kind of like a, do we go in? You go first, me, no, you, okay. Like, it takes a lot of damage, but once they get on the site, they really play well. They have everyone kind of watching their crossfire, everyone not peeking out, they have everything covered. So I think they do a great job of, if they can just get that bomb planted or, in that nature, they do a great job there. So I think Spider's really need to make sure they can try to... Oh, wow.
Ooh, Jake with a quick one onto the Infernos there, trying to start a good energy onto the 6-0 that they have to make happen.
That's true. It is game point enough for Infernos, so the Spiders have no room to lose any rounds here. And at this point, Inferno's going down 1 is just what the Spiders need. Jake making a good play by that.
Yep, and an insta-ult is definitely the move. I think that you have to carry the mindset of, like, every point could be your last point. Basically spend it all.
Exactly, yeah. You don't want to just go into the game with, oh, I'm holding for next round, because there could be not be next round. Yeah.
Exactly. So here they are. But they're absolutely posted up, just waiting in their spots. We start to see a little bit of rotation as they feel that A, pressure and presence. But they've got a nice fan going here, the Infernos do. We still see, oh, here's some noise on A, and then Garden Hidden is on the move back. He's backed up by Slexic, who did not get the paranoia. Takes a good one on, and so does Zushi onto Zoomer. Spiders are not looking good here. They've only got 2 left to fight against this plant that's coming in from Mo. A nice TP left, just to make sure. No reason to, gamble on that last wall.
Yeah, they have a 2v4 retake here now, and they do have the 2 to force up for the side of Infernos, but he is going to pop it. Yep. He's going to pop it from that B main, and he's just going to hold that Heaven. I really like that as well. They have the wall down, so they know they have to wait for that to at least get shot and then, taken over. Draken's actually playing a super cheeky spot here, but just waiting for someone to peek, not really doing anything there. Does go to Heaven.
Ooh. Draken moves in. They hear that. A good snake bite. That's always the spot to check. Hidden has
good dart. Good scene.
Lined up.
Last player standing.
And just like that, the Infernos are to take that first game there, 13-7. and just really did a really, I think they just really outpaced them. I think they really got them in terms of, okay, you can take site, but I'm just going to hold it after. Okay, we'll plant, but we're just going to post plant after. So I think they did a great job of playing really disciplined. I think the biggest thing there was their post plants and then the retakes. And I think after that, it was just really hard for the Inspiders to really, react with.
I agree. No, they definitely worked together really well to set the pace.
Going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw in the last game with the Infernos playing a great, retake and stuff like that, using teamwork to kind of win that game. And Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched team 8s. I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Halter, and those who watching haven't checked it out, check out Esports Clubs. You should. It's a fast track to rank up. And we take a look at the standings after this to kind of see how we got here overall. And just, a great first match and stuff like that. We, improvement. We saw the Spiders win last week in the grand finals, so now it's going to be the Infernos with that W going to the grand finals now. And that just kind of shows, the best of one happens there. And now I think the next match is the Surge versus the Quakes. So we'll get to that after, of course, the break here. And so any second thoughts before we go to break here?
I think that's it. I think we said it pretty well. I like the Infernos really. You could see their practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
yeah.
And now they have a meticulous team put together, and they were comfortable on that map, and they were comfortable with each other, and they were patient when they needed to be, and they pushed hard when they needed to.
Absolutely, and I think they did a great job. It's like I said, they were patient. They knew what they were doing. They practiced what they played exactly how they wanted to do, and so they did a great job taking that game 1. And we're actually going to go to a break. So for this game 2 of the semifinals. So we'll be back right after this break, and don't go anywhere.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting in from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena, and welcome back to the Esports Tower Spring Rumble Week 3. The Infernos locked in their first spot of the Grand Finals, and now it's time to find out who will join them. As the Surge and Quakes face off for the final spot, I'm your host, Brandon Red Hot's Koziancic, and of course, joining me is Greg Old Soul Smith, and just overall, we're really excited about this, match. It's going to be another, Quakes is going to be, we like seeing them. Great matches, of course, stuff like that. Love seeing the Quakes, so overall, going to be another great match, and I want to see kind of this best of one. I think the map is on split, so really excited for that one. We also want to take a moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower club members who have graduated from the clubs and have been offered scholarships all across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower members have received over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We cannot be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. And of course, it's like $1.6 million. So that's a huge amount. And $810K from Valorant as it is. So love seeing stuff like that. And obviously, every week we talk about it. The Esports Tower is a great kind of program to get you in. And if you haven't checked it out, make sure you actually do, especially if you're high school and you want to get in. So it's esportstower.com, of course.
Definitely so. It is a great opportunity.
And, we've kind of been talking about things here and there, but, with the new agent being announced today is going to be Fade. If you kind of heard about her. We saw a little snippet of her, and she is a new initiator, but it seems like she has a very unique abilities, and it seems like she kind of has a charge system like Reyna.
Yes.
She has a kind of a flash or something like that, kind of that sort. But she has this big mechanic called Trail, which we don't fully know of yet, though. We don't know if it's
totally
like
understand.
if it's like a thing on the map that kind of pings you,
Yep.
or if it's like things on the ground that pings you. Overall, going to be a really cool, unique initiator agent, which I think is really cool. With kind of all the initiators in the current pro play and just overall right now are all playable. We've seen KO, we see Sova, we see Sky. So. And with Fade in the mix, it'll be a great job to see as well.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it, and I love just on style alone.
Oh, of
these
course,
these kind of dark horse players, the Reyna, the Omen. We were due for another one.
Of course,
this is great. She looks fantastic. I'm looking forward to playing her. She's very, very Sky-esque.
Yeah,
I think that Trail will be similar to Seekers, how they look on the map.
Yeah,
where you see, you see the trail, but you don't see the player, but you deduce off of that what's going on. She has a nice ult where it does that too. I think all of them, and definitely
it's like you throw a mist at them.
Yeah.
And if you hit them with the mist, it blinds, deafens them, and then it also says it decays them.
Yeah.
And so what that probably means is it's like Viper. So it's probably, if you get decayed, you probably go to that 1 HP, or maybe it's even a shield decay. We don't actually know yet and stuff like that. So overall, really excited to see something like that. Of course, we will see her actual details soon. This is just like leaked information about her abilities. So we'll probably see that soon and get the cool things out of it, and obviously see how she looks in game, which should be really fun and stuff like that. I do love to see kind of characters like that. And of course, we have the Surge versus the Quake. So I don't think we've seen the Surge in a little bit here.
It has been a little bit.
So either way could go pretty happen. And of course, either of these will go to the Grand Finals versus the Infernos here. So each way can kind of get that new team into the mix here. I'm kind of interested to see how these teams go, because we've talked about comps and stuff like that. But it is split. So we've seen a lot of different comps with the KOs, we've seen the Skies, we've seen the Raises, we've seen the Jets, we've seen the everything. So we'll see kind of what each team is more comfortable with comparatively. So I don't know.
This is definitely Haven, but it is a beautiful picture of Haven. But Split is a nice and balanced map, I think, as well. It definitely has I think a defense leaning. Statistically speaking, it's one of the few maps that are so close, attack and defense. And I think for a little bit of time, it was the only map that was actually attack-sided. But I think that kind of lends to what we were talking about earlier with Ascent and kind of comfort characters. There's a lot of really viable options here. And obviously, similar to Ascent, there's a lot of different things going on. Obviously, extrapolated quite a bit, considering there are 3 different sites here. So you have very different options depending on the playstyle you're looking at. Oh, sorry, Haven has 3 sites.
Yeah. I'll say, I also, with us talking about a little bit about the new agent,
yes,
I think the big thing is with Comfort especially, we've definitely seen the rotation of these 3 different agents. And so it's really interesting to see what kind of comps are comfortable with which initiators. Like I said, we've seen the Sova, we've seen the Sky, we've also seen the KO. So it really depends on how you use those. I think KO is a really, really good agent right now in terms of, with the popularity of Raze, Jet, and Chamber, he just neutralizes them. I mean, when you have that utility where you can save and stuff like that, you can't really do much against that. So I do love seeing KOs and stuff like that. One thing I do kind of wish we saw more of is Breach. I'm a big Breach fan. We've seen a lot of Breach in like VCT and stuff like that, and I think people really undervalue his Rolling Thunder on retakes. Just having that Rolling Thunder on retake and stuff like that is so hard to deal with and just does so much overall damage, I guess. It's just great.
I think the big problem to using Breach is that he has, to use him effectively, to use him to his max, has kind of a really high skill floor on a lot of tricky plays. You have to have really good map sense in order to know where not only can you play something, but should you play something. That's going to be tricky in a way that they can't get to you when you're using it, but you can still play off of it.
Exactly,
You have to give a good understanding of where your teammates are, where different walls border each other, but these tight and windy maps like Haven, like Fracture, benefit so much from a good Breach.
And these are the Quakes and the Surge. Basically, this is the semi-final match, and whoever wins this will go to the grand finals. So we'll see who kind of comes out on top on this Haven map here. And we're going to see kind of an overload in the A here with everyone rotating pretty fast, so it could potentially be a rotate here from the Quakes, but we'll see if they end up kind of doing that. Which they're playing it pretty slow here, and the Surge have not fully rotated yet. They are kind of in the back of sight here.
No, it sounds like there was a big change of pace, and I don't know what happened, but they were both coming on strong, and then Surge kind of decided to go in for a little bit of a flank here. So they're going to hang out in back while Quakes really push in and take the site and go in for this flank opportunity, but the Killjoy is ready for it.
Yeah, it seems like the Surge have really committed to, hey, let's just play this retake as 5v5 here, and they're backing off. Tom Buggos gets a pick onto Sunny Lee here. Tom Buggos did a great job last week and is pretty big in his role, so.
I will say Tom Bogos didn't have the Save Wide Joy flag up like the rest of his team, so synergy not quite there.
Yes, they have the I think it was the Quakes all have the Ducks.
They do.
They have the Duck Gang.
Yep.
Which do love seeing the Ducks. I love that Duck little
of the Ducks
calling card or whatever they call it now. So Teeny Peeny goes down to Sage as a Duelist, who plays almost everything at this point we've seen.
Oh my goodness. Of the wild card.
Heckin' Tens goes crazy there and goes against the kill against Daiki. Of course, obviously not the real Tens, just, disclaimer.
Sorry, guys. Don't get all excited.
We all know we heckin' love Tens, but unfortunately, this is not the actual bat.
Nope.
The Quake is going to win that round. Really weird round, and what I mean by that is it was kind of awkward. The Quakes rushed at first.
Yes.
Didn't peek anything.
Nope.
But the Surge backed out of sight.
Yes.
And then they took the site for free. And then they played retake, but at that point you have everything taken, and it was just kind of like, well, what do we do now? So overall, I guess the Surge will take that first round, or the Quakes will take the first round there. 1-0 so far, though. We're going to buy playing a lot less. Ooh.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, gets one dink.
Oh, but was really wide there, and they moved back around because the Surge was playing nice and slow, and the Quicks are playing fast, so they kind of met up in the back there.
Yeah, so unfortunately, they have classics.
Yes.
And the classics from that far do not do anything.
Daiki does not have a classic, and if he can get through this point here, he might be able to catch a few nice ones.
Oh!
No. The time to line up was not as fast as Tens with the Spectre, so he takes a quick one. Teeny Peeny looking to play off that nice and slow, just waiting for an opportunity to move in. He's considering it. He's got backup now. He goes in.
This is a great kind of cross there, and the Surge to go up 2-0 there. Doing a great job, obviously just bonus. So more times than not, the team with who has the Spectre and stuff like that one. It is kind of spooky because I think if the Quakes kind of hold on there, I know it's really risky that we talked about earlier, like how long is too long of holding an angle.
Definitely.
But if they can get a little closer and stuff like that, they can probably get one or two there. But obviously it's in the time of the moment. These rounds feel so fast when you're playing the game. Your adrenaline's going stuff like that. So obviously at the end of the day, we're like, hey, we're gonna try to go for it.
Yes.
So. Good try there, though. Unfortunately, doesn't get too many. They have a big bonus here for the Surge. But now the Quakes have the full weapons and things like that. Does instantly take a martial shot, so 105. No, because it's through the wall, so a lot of damage there.
Definitely.
One shot regardless.
Ooh, SC1 considering playing in, decides to wrap around for a C as they get a lot of pressure. A lot of martial pressure going into B here. They're going to meticulously take this. And watching the 50-50 man and drone, I love it. Going around this wall. Starting to push in nice and slow. We've got some people on the back. Not a lot of people on site here. If they can take this raise, they kind of own this site, whether they know it or not. So a quick pop flash, very effective. But that distraction and then backup from Sun Lee.
Say sometimes that utility is not the option. Sometimes you need a little bit more gun, and sometimes it's the other opposite way. So it's really hard to kind of get that balance sometimes.
Definitely so. Now
at this point, 3v3 here.
Yep.
Quakes have the advantage with guns, but the thing is they've actually gotten one Vandal in the hands of the Surge here.
Oh, some great utility there. Just well-timed, dropping that...
Chambers on a flank.
That bite to get rid of it. Yeah, Chambers on a big flank here, and if he plays as well, he could take Killjoy easy and move right up onto Sova, or at least add that pressure onto Sova. Quaxio was Sova first, though. Oh, look at that eye contact. So awkward. Coming back for another one. Still doesn't happen, so he moves back, and that... Oh, Daiki was taken, so Tumbogo still owns back of sight. Now they've made eye contact with 2 people, KJ can get out of there. And Sage's Duelist takes it again. They're picking out their favorite guns and getting out of this.
And this is a pretty bad scenario for the Quakes because you just bought Vandals Phantoms and now you just lost that round.
Yes.
So not only did you just give 3 Vandals and Phantoms to people who are living on the side of Surge, but they also have the 2 weapons to buy now, and so their econ is actually so solidified for at least two rounds minimum. So you got to do a pretty good job here of maybe playing cheeky spots with judges or shorties or having enough for next, something like that. So it's a hard decision to make, but you really try to make that just that one round to kind of get things going here.
Yeah, top 3 tragedies on Valorant. One of those spots, and I don't know which one, is definitely taken by losing on a 4 spot. That's just rough. But we see full Vandals and Phantoms almost from ET Surge. Starting to move on in, deliberately checking these angles, doing well with the
dashes through.
Sees one, goes back for it. They take his defense, so Daiki's kind of pushed back. Tens decides to play cheeky here. Gets back out of it. Considers going in deeper, but it's really just his job here is to hold this spot. Oh, he's taken down. That leaves only one person watching his backfield for 3 people. Daiki decides to sprint right out and get a better
look. So he got one, but very low.
Yep. Yep, it is a 4v4, but like you're saying, that teleport out chamber is very, very low. Sunny Lee held off by this Viper.
Oh, nice
but
shot.
He is able to take one and ready for the next if he gets peeked. Doesn't look like that Ion Sheriff will see another one quite yet. Reyes moves up to help. Just kind of firing off intimidation shots. Goes in deep for help. Ooh, lined up for a deeper shot and got swung out, so he loses to Majabis.
Yep. And where does he just... Yeah, it seems like the Surge is kind of playing that far away now. Daiki looking for maybe an outro here.
Kind of been on the
but
retreat
22
for a while.
HP, so...
Oh, almost takes a nice
The thing is, I
outro
don't know
or
what
two.
you're saving here. I think it's honestly better to just die there because you don't have anything.
No.
You have 22 HP, so maybe at that point you actually just look to die to the bomb there. You get that eco there, and then you also get the ult point. So.
Yes. Yeah, and you don't give them a lot of eco when they don't kill you.
Yeah, and it actually looks like that Daiki actually has to buy light armor now.
It's true.
And so I think that obviously kind of deals with it. And I don't know, it's just kind of hard to tell there, but wasn't saving anything different if you're holding a gun there or something like that, but unfortunately it doesn't go down there. 4 Alpha says Surge. Surge are doing just an overwhelming job of kind of attacking right here and just making it really hard for the Quakes to kind of deal with that and playing a lot of these angles, especially that post-plant. I think that's been kind of the topic of the night here, though, Greg, is that post-plant difference is pretty huge right now. I mean, it seems like the team that can kind of really hold that post-plant is doing a really good job making it really hard for the enemy team to play.
No, second timer is where the skill division we really see happening here.
SC1 got a pick already. Sentens goes into the smoke there. On his side, does get the plant already, so they're at a good spot.
Let's see if they can lock it down and bring themselves up to a 5-0.
Oh, shooting, but unfortunately doesn't have the angle to go actually hit them right there. Kenny Peeny holding this angle.
Kenny Peny's kind of surrounded a little bit as we see Viper coming up through the grass.
Oh, he's not getting... Okay. Wow, SC1 actually just shoots through. Has the Phantom there too, so you do have to account into the tracers there. Where SC1 can actually see your bullets, but you can't see his because he has that tracer difference with the Phantom. So I think that's one of the big advantages that a lot of people don't really kind of notice there is SC1 can get that kill just because Tens is just shooting through his smoke without even realizing it, where he can just kind of see at least where those are kind of coming from.
Right.
As you can see right here, you can see these bullets and just goes straight through it, gets him the headshot, and you know that's a huge play there because at that point they don't have to worry about Garage, and SC1 really just does a great job of that round.
Moving into the buy round, we see a point disparity here, 0-5. I hope that that's because both teams are very attacker
Sided?
comfortable. Yeah, and we'll see a nice change at the half, but Surge are looking to lock it in and take 6-0 here if possible, but no.
Great shot onto Quaxel there. Sentens gets one. Playing pretty aggressive here, pushing out.
Yeah, really aggressive to move through B and start watching A. I love that. They're already working a great post plan. Oh, a quick one. Repositioning for the next. Oh, a little shallow, but he does spray adjust to Keeny Peeny, and Keeny Peeny was ready for a longer game, to be sure. Leaves that Marshall. They've got a good defense on this C side, though. Lots of utility, not a lot of faces. The wall does go down. And the headhunt takes one. It's not enough, though, and Quakes find themselves.
I mean, yeah, I would say it just seems like Quakes, or sorry, the Surge are just doing a great job of overwhelmingly kind of just getting these angles. It seems like nothing they can really do with these Quakes and really defense there. It seems like there's not much utility being used in terms of reactionary. It seems like they just kind of have nothing to do, and so they get peaked with the flash, with the KO silence, stuff like that, and then they just kind of fall over like that. And a lot of these rounds are just kind of going with the pick right away. We see, you know, 10s with the 10 kills at this point, and SU1 has got a lot of first blood kills, so pretty hard for the Quakes to do too much about this. They've seen a really good kind of defense round. We see the tour de force coming out here.
I love that dog. Gives a lot of information, and we already see a rotation from the Viper here on B. Just watching that. Oh, a nice lineup here. Let's see where it goes.
I think it looks like back of sight here.
It's going to be, yep, a nice smoke on.
Or that was Heaven. Yeah,
Yep.
Heaven.
And that's even more for Viper to move in. So now we've got 3 people watching this. A nice knife, and they move right in off of it. Keeny Peeny just kind of spraying through the
A
smoke.
lot of damage taken, though.
Yeah, spraying through that smoke has been a theme for today. Keeny Peeny does see one go down, wants to play off it for another one. Oh, they try to go for that ult orb, but it's not there.
Does have the Sky heal, but it looks like they just don't want to get rushed while using it here, so.
That's fair. Yeah, Coaxial not
Does
gonna
have the
use that
heal
yet.
still. Must just think, A, not calming of, okay, I have heal here, or B, they just are too scared of healing and then someone peeking out. Keeny actually does get a kill there, being at 28 HP.
Yeah.
Great tap on Tom Buggos.
Keeny Peeny, I think you have proved yourself to deserve that heal. That turret is down.
And at this point, it is, I mean, obviously we can see that, but at this point it is too late to really kind of do that heal because they can peek you in the corner now.
It's true.
Not really playing a crossfire angle, more so of a bait angle. I think maybe the idea is, okay, I'm so low, let's play for that bait.
An interesting
Which they
bait
do.
switch, to be sure. Wow, they do indeed. And
Quaxel gets that one. Daiki shoots a random shot through that. Showstopper coming out here.
interesting.
Okay,
Does
Guz get
take a
one.
really close one. Ready for the next. They have a nice little split angle here.
Okay, gonna get this Vandal here.
They're just hanging out in the corner.
Oh!
Wow, oh. Excellently done.
Yeah, they must have just kind of.
Muncher Beast was kind of like deliberately like
Yeah.
spraying all the angles that he knows someone might sit at, and just, you know, eventually got it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty common thing. They probably saw, okay, well, this is kind of the one spot of the Viper wall that we can't really see. And so they're like, well, let's just shoot through. And that's exactly what you do. And that's a great example of just, hey, making sure you clear all those angles, shoot those common spots, especially Valorant with these smokes. A lot of the times you'll hit someone or even kill someone in this scenario.
Interesting, he just played right off and into it. Beautifully done.
Okay, here. Is that 6-1? Quakes got their first round of the half, which is,
Much
you know,
needed.
big at least, you know. Got to get something started here, and so that's a great start to get that thing started. Surge have a lot of ecos, so that is obviously not going to play any part in them not being able to buy it all. But the Quakes do have 3 ults as well. We have the Sky ult with the Seekers. We got the Viper Spit, and we have the Knives as well. With the Surge having the 3 ults as well, 3 big ults available as well. The Hunter's Fury, you know, the KJ ult, and then obviously that KO ult here. Seekers to come out from Voxel here.
And the Seekers are going to tell them it's an all-A, so I would not be surprised if we saw a big pinch here. It looks like they're not going for it. They're just going for a standard rotation since they're in pretty deep. So they just back right off of A. They are already playing post-plant, teaming up with their people here in the back. Got to get out from this Killjoy. Then they start to move right back on in. In this post-plant scenario.
There's nothing they can do about that either.
Yes, no.
That Killjoy ult goes down, and they have really no
real deep
means
in
of
there,
getting
yeah.
in there, yeah. Dash through. Unfortunately, Tom Buggles was really ready for that. Ooh, Thames gets 1 kill on a die here there too. It's now a 2v4 here for the side of Quakes. Ooh, had that. Oh. Unfortunately, we saw the raise fall down to the boom bot in their hands. Happens. Second one, just, you know, sometimes those shots don't hit, and then you just say, hey, I don't want to talk about it, don't want to talk about it. Well, I'll just get it next time. My bad. Just nothing else you can really say there.
I hear that.
And of course, usually, you know, you're like, well, it's not like that would have got 1 in the round either, so.
It looked for a second like Spike was going to go somewhere interesting, but
Yeah, it seems like Surge is kind of just rotating between this, okay, we're taking A, we're taking C, we're taking A, we're taking C,
yeah.
maybe B. Okay, we cleared B. Okay, yeah. We'll see KO go through Garage here. Still have 2 ults left here. for KO and the Hunter's Fury, as well as the Jet Knives. Does pop the knives, like I was about to say. It is kind of a save round, so.
Keeny Peeny could get a lot out
Doesn't
of
get
this.
silenced, which is huge.
Is very big, moves right in.
Oh!
A little bit of lag there. So SC1 takes Keeny Peeny, and that is a lot of ground. They're going to move right in on Daiki here as they own the site.
Oh, SC1 just gets him right away. Majabis gets one too, though.
Spike planted. Here.
Looks like they're still moving in nice and slow. The Quakes here, wow, really low health on Majabis. Coaxial playing very far back, just almost waiting for the outro already. Though he might get one as we see this Jet is already moving up. Just getting greedy for that, checking those last little angles. Quaxu moves back out, the only high health. Looking to help Majabis out here with a little bit of utility just to stave off these pushes from ET Surge. Not going to get a lot. Tries to push even further in.
Oh!
A nice little gun switch.
Gets one.
Inopportune time, but Quakes take the last one. 10's on a Quaxial. And, sorry, Surge takes that last one, so it is 1-8.
Yeah, looking pretty one-sided here for the side of Surge, which are honestly playing it well.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that the Quakes are playing particularly really bad or bad, but I think the Surge are really making sure to take advantage of their picks. Like, they're just getting a lot of picks right away, luring a lot of gunfights, and that's, sometimes you just feel that, using the utility when they need to. So doing a great job of attacking, and Quakes really can't find an answer really to call back on that on. They did see, you know, that one round where they had a good ult, you know, with the showstopper and stuff coming out there. So overall,
I'd like to think that it is because they're very comfortable on attack and don't really know how to apply to that on defense. So we may see a big switch. Ooh.
Yeah, they are running 2 initiators with that Sova and KO, so it does make it pretty, you know, attack focused right there to kind of get those utility in.
Quaxial holding the dog out for maximum time. Doesn't get a lot of information.
Yeah, so yeah.
Sunny Lee saw some earlier, but oh man.
Just really,
Surge is really
losing all around, and it's making it really hard for the Quakes to kind of really get anything done here. Majabis has an op, actually.
The thing is, they're taking them one at a time here. Majabis, playing alone, decides to throw in some paint shells. Doesn't get anything off of it, so that right side is a little bit more clear. Comfortable.
Yeah, didn't really clear too many angles there with that.
It was really
unfortunately must have bounced. Oh, great shot from Sunni there, though.
And was backed by another just in case, so we wow. SC1 with a quick onto the both. And they move right out Majabis with a save. Might make a little last second contact here with a knife out.
Oh!
Ooh.
Quick
little
one.
outro.
Yep.
That's it.
So be careful. He definitely wants to hold that op there.
Yes.
I think Majabis is actually holding that A main with that. So if they do end up kind of doing their usual, Surge is kind of due for an A main push. But they do know that they have an op now, so that could change things. It could be the we know there's an op, so we care about that. Make sure we smoke it, things like that, etc.
We will see. It looks like Majabis, is going to go deep with that op. So they're going to force A, and if they don't see anything, that gives them the information for our friends over at C to push up.
I'll say, and they have Viper, and Viper can do a really good, kind of cross sight here where they don't have to worry about that op too much. They're going to peek it anyways because they're feeling way too good right now to care about an op right now.
Wow, yep, they do peek right into it, and Daiki
is going to be seen here, and you can shoot through that. Yeah, I think people forget that you can actually shoot through that wall there, so if you get seen there, you just kind of...
Wow.
Cleared.
Yeah, they do not leave any corners.
Yes, they clear everything. That's both teams right now. Both teams are doing a good job of clearing every angle here.
Excellent work. Keeny Peeny watching that back angle, looking for support from Majabis moving in. Quaxial comes up as well. Looks like it's going to be full. Wow, a ping instead of a shot. Not quite going to take him.
Well, they tried to swap weapons there, but unfortunately they didn't shoot, then swap weapons.
Gets side picked. Might have this one. Excellent timing. Majabis takes one, but it's being pushed way up.
That was a really good job, but that was a good play. Just not, seeing the flash, not right click right there for a flash or for pop flash. Instead, uses a throw there. Yep, no one there. I think they're just like, okay, you know what? Might as well go for it. It's 1v2.
Does take one, but it's an awkward position and goes down.
Yeah, I mean,
there was enough time to defuse either way.
I think it is nice that Majabis is doing well in the op. But the problem is if you're picking this Raze agent, I think you have to be playing kind of more aggressive with these satchels, with that showstopper, with that nade. He had full utility up right there, and it just shows, like, sure, he got 3 kills there, but it's like, what does that actually do? You know, he had 2 kills, people pushing it out on him, so it doesn't actually do that much. I think an op on Raze isn't really going to do anything meaningful if they don't come to your site.
No, what they could have done, it could have been done, admittedly, less securedly,
Yeah.
but could have been done with a good Vandal.
Exactly,
and that
yeah.
op could have been in the hands of someone who has a longer range.
Yeah, well, they have the
utility.
chamber and jet, so
Definitely.
that's people you kind of want to have that op in. I know we have seen a little bit of TL Never. It's like Navera, yeah. He uses the op on Killjoy actually, which is people are like, oh well, but I mean it's very specific situations, right? So, Quax gets flash, great pop flash by SC. SC1 is really just taking these sites along with like Sentence here and just really
holding that initiator role. Majibé stays strong and takes.
And there we go. See, he got that Vandal on him. He's got 4K now.
Oh yeah, and might even be hungry for the. Oh, there we go, Daiki.
Yeah, we say he did fall there, so he wasn't get the ace
Yes,
there,
that's
but.
true.
2-10 there. We're going to see halftime. Not bad. Quakes win the last round does kind of help your morale overall. I mean, you're still down a lot here, but at least it's a good thing to end on. Okay, we won that round. Let's win this pistol, and then we'll win the eco, and let's see what we start from that, right?
Yeah,
you got to start somewhere.
We talk a lot about position versus momentum,
exactly.
just in mindset of gameplay, and it is nice to win on that up.
Yeah, exactly.
Or finish on an up, win on the last. And we've seen people come back, especially with the map switch, so I'd love to see them really explode out here and play nice and solid.
And we could see a lot of attack, kind of now aggression by the Quakes here. They do have that Sky, Jet, and they Raze there, so could be very aggressive in that position for sure. We're to see the dog going through. Great Viper kind of smoke. They're going to hold that down. Does have one Vipers or twin Viper.
Ooh, Barry playing well here. A last second here onto that so they know one's close. They already have all the defense up though, including
Why utility going out
the back. Look at this Jet. Might play well for this.
Yeah, the only problem is if Jet goes down here, they could definitely just instantly go to a rotate here.
They definitely saw
Barry does pick it up and kind of get a different spot here. But that means that they could go to C main here and not be worried about that Viper smoke now, actually. But they don't know that, of course. But if they do choose to, that is kind of open now because they don't have a smoke off. And Quakes are playing this really slow here. The problem that they're going to start running into is time.
Yeah.
The longer they wait here, the more they're kind of forced to go into sight there, and the more that Surge can get away with just playing like these really defensive angles.
Pretty immediately, actually. Barry just coming off the smoke might be moving to get some. Yep, does take one. Tambogos and SC1 taking some as well. So there's only
and that's another Killjoy turret kill.
It is.
That's 3 today.
People are doing well on Killjoy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is we haven't seen Killjoy picked too much, but these last 2 games have been picked and done really well with it too. I mean, by no means is it popping off, but I think the biggest thing is just having that utility work really well. You have those nades, you have those alarm bots, you have that turret, and just placing that turret in a spot where it's really a nuisance to enemy team really allows you to get those kills or at least enough damage for it to be useful. Because I mean, that turret does just keep going. And it takes a lot more damage than you think, especially with classics.
Yeah, and it's nice to kind of set up your own crossfire with that and force them to look at you, even if they see the turret first. Like you're saying, it really does drain a lot of shot. And by getting the Killjoy, you get both. But then if she's jiggle peeking, well, now you don't get any value out of standing there, and the turret gets a kill.
Exactly. You put a turret in front of you, and then you peek it, and it's like, well, do I shoot the turret or I shoot the person? You have to hope that you kill the person in time, because if not, you're going to take a lot of damage.
And a lot of times, if you train yourself just to shoot the silhouette,
SC1 get a little aggressive there, and Majibis taking that right click with the classic, getting them right away. So Surge are starting this round down 1, but Jet and Majibis, or Keenipini and Majibis, are very low on the side of Quakes now. So not the worst spot for Surge being down 1 member.
No, it looks like we're going to see Quakes move in a little bit, but really they are comfortable playing slow.
Yep. And we're seeing, kind of holding that angles, trying to get something where they can go. They do know they are at a disadvantage in terms of guns. And so I think they're going to kind of use this Jet on Keenipini here to get some bait to, kind of get that trade.
Yep, get the head.
Tom Bogos gets this pick on the Majibis, which is, he was really low, so it's pretty,
Ooh, that is the call.
Oh, nice shot, Barry,
so well with that utility. Definitely got the stutter in the snake bite there.
Nice shot.
Suddenly does reply and takes him out, losing them a Marshall in the back. Daiki looking to move up. Oh, sees a good one. Might catch another, but he's not looking. And that's another Surge win.
I'll say the Sova kill is pretty funny because you know he's looking up right up in the sky because that lineup actually has a default lineup for shock darts. So if you look up at that spot, you should probably find that spot. Well, you're looking that far up, you can't see in front of you. So he just went there, lined it up, got that free kill, and said, "Okay, thank you very much."
Yeah, that's a beautiful jaw shot. Look at this.
Yeah, just hey.
Tragic.
Not too bad for the set of Quakes. They did get 3 down there, so they have 2 on Surge, kind of allowing that bonus to happen here. But it looks like they're going to upgrade still a decent amount here. We're going to see a Judge come out. We're going to see Sage's Duelist kind of use that Phantom here. The Surge coaching staff has actually said that the players have had 3 agents. They're capable of playing at a high level for all these different comps, these maps, like we said earlier with Sage's Duelist playing Sage, Sova, Reyna. We've seen it all on them. So having that flexible players makes it really, more versatile in these maps and being able to play all these different maps at different levels. Ooh, I think Modern is playing the same things they did last time, kind of in that corner there, but is it to push up now?
Tens might catch
playing a little cheeky spot there.
We talked earlier about waiting and being patient. He might be able to move up and get a huge 3-person flank and absolutely separate them from the spike, but he doesn't exactly know that. We see him peek, but he doesn't know if he's too early or too late. So
they're not sending anyone short.
He sees one.
Gets a decent amount of damage out, but the thing is they still have not cleared short, and Barry gets one. Whoa! Oh!
Right to the face for the other 2. Spike is down right there in center. We already see people going out.
And that's the game.
What a flash finish.
Yeah, I mean the Surge are gonna take that 13-2 right there. And I mean at the end of the day they just played really well. They used their utility. They're winning every gunfight. I mean at the very beginning of the round you always saw Surge up 5-4, and I think at that point when you're just constantly losing a round, remember within the first 15 seconds, it makes it pretty hard to play. So do you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general manager, game producers? Then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or Atlantic Collegiate Scholarship, and that is esportstower.com. And we kind of pull up the bracket here to see how we got here. And now, with the Surge taking over the Quakes, they will be in the finals now versus the Infernos.
Yes.
So it will be the Surge versus the Infernos. And the next game that we'll have, which is our last game of the day, will actually be the game 1 of the grand finals. So we'll see that game 1 after, coming up here. And any takeaways from that match, Greg, or anything you're excited for in the grand finals here?
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this grand finals play, considering how meticulous the Infernos play, but how strong we saw Surge play. They were just strong on the gunfight. And I'd like to see how that kind of plays into Infernos. We talked about cutting down on risk and cutting down on probability issues, whereas the Surge can really just power through situations. I'd like to see how that, unstoppable force and immovable
exactly
to play.
No, I agree. I think with both these teams and how we saw this, the Infernos definitely showed a lot stronger today, and kind of won that convincingly, not by a huge margin, but the Surge won very convincingly. So both these teams kind of won pretty hard, and so I'm excited to see how these teams face up against each other, and especially with BO3. And of course, we will get to that game 1 right after this break, and we'll see you after that.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Welcome back to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We are broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena, and welcome back to the Esports Tower Spring Rumble Week 3. The grand finals are upon us, and the Infernos are here for the third week in a row. And can the Surge start strong in Game 1, or the Infernos find themselves in a match pointing towards next week? I'm your host, Brandon Red Hot Koziantic, and joining me to call the action today, of course, is Greg Old Soul Smith. And this first map is going to be Ascent again, which we saw the Infernos play very well with that post plant.
We did.
With that, retake and stuff like that. But the thing is, can they get on site? I think that's the biggest thing, because you can play post plant really well, but if you can't get on site, you can't play. Yeah, it doesn't happen anything. So we'll see how the Surge defense goes, or the attack, and I think it'd be pretty interesting to see, how these teams adapt to each other and stuff like that. Because last games we kind of saw that, but now on Ascent, we did see that kind of strength, but maybe that weaknesses is that overall arching of can they get on site and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to see about that. I don't know about you and things like that.
Yeah, I always really like the aspect of same site, different opponent, and see how much of their play style just comes from repping the same strats every single time and playing nonstop, and how much of it is actually evolving around the play style of the team they're playing against.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see them kind of adapt to what they're given and get the upper hand because of that.
Yeah.
So I really like to see that happen. We have a good feel for how they look playing against a different team, and I want to see what they can show us playing against the Surge.
Absolutely, especially since the Surge just had such a one-sided game there. I'm really excited to see them against a better team here, or at least a better team on the day, not overall. But
we're going to see defenders.
5 hover Yoru.
Yeah, 5-stack Yoru.
Yoru's definitely a very interesting agent. We haven't really seen any Yoru at all. He is definitely a tricky agent. I think he takes a lot of time to put into. But I also think it's just okay, what does he actually do comparatively? And we're going to see. Yeah, obviously the solo locked in for both teams. That's very common there.
Definitely so. And that Omen locked in is starting to get a lot stronger here as well. Using that Riot 0, which is
of course, the Riot 0, which is maybe 3, maybe 4 pushing it. Never know.
Yeah.
But overall, it seems like the comps are exactly the same, actually. They are quite literally the exact same comps.
That's interesting. We don't actually, as strange as it sounds, we don't see that very often.
No. Usually it's at least one. Usually it's a controller or a duelist or something like that. But
because there are viable options.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
meta isn't rock solid.
Yeah.
So and at VCT too, it's rare to see people just lock absolutely mirror. But when they do, it is interesting to see how they're played differently.
Yeah.
Because the play styles of characters are the play styles that people take on are not totally locked in by their agents.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that's very true. I think it just really depends on the day, given who can do what. But we are going to see, exact same agents. So both teams are probably looking for similar things. But at the end of the day, it's how are each team going to execute that? How have they practiced for that? And how are they going to use these agents to their potential? And it can be used very differently. One thing to note especially is, especially in pro play and stuff like that, Chambers can be the most aggressive players in the map in the game sometimes. We've seen Chambers put a TP and then TP again and peek that corner. We've seen a lot of operators, especially playing that Chamber lately as well. We're seeing them going on site here. SC1 was a big entry last game, so we'll see if we can kind of keep that up this game as well.
Looks like they are moving in nice and solid. We see these defenders kind of really being pushed back.
Yeah.
They don't want to play out of this smoke. They'll throw in some utility and hit the wall bangables, but they are not going to force anything they don't need, and they have the clock on their side. They can play gentle here if they need. As the smoke goes down, some tap firing from Selexic gets one. Looking in for a second, does get taken from the hallway there, but it is followed up by
Oh, Barry gets
Zuchi.
killed the smoke there.
Last player
Bugos to play against quite a few. Good double swinging there. There was a little bit of a jiggle from the other, but Delete is able to take that one.
I was saying, and that's what we were kind of talking about. I mean, the Infernos played a really good post-plant in their first game today, and right there, they just did the exact same thing. They had a 5v5, literally no deaths or kills, perfectly even matched. They win overall. They win, you know, the 1v2 at the very end, which matters really much there in terms of, like, you know, obviously trading that kill right there. And Infernos took the first round with a full-on retake.
Yeah, no, but we saw kill, return, kill,
yeah,
reply,
exactly.
kill, trade.
Yep.
It is a tight game, and that was down to one person on a defuse. So they got Spike down, they eliminated the entire team, and got Spike back up. Like, they pulled out to the fullest extent of the game.
Yeah.
And we saw them, Infernos kind of play back. We saw ET Surge really push in. They're using all the tactics here, and we're getting, like, full gameplay.
Absolutely.
I am looking forward to a very tight game with a lot of Delete. Looking for that quick one. Does have good lineup, but keeps moving and isn't taking these shots right way, so doesn't get anything out of it when they could have got one or two. Has to back up a little bit. That pressure through mid, you don't.
Yeah, a lot of mid there too.
Spike, yes, quite a bit of mid. They're playing all the way up here in Market, getting rid of that when the Headhunter is ready to take some head. Oh, there's one a little bit coming out of that smoke. Not quite going to catch anything. Oh,
Spike
Sexy.
down mid.
Got to play off this Spike.
Oh, just trying to use the running gun Spectre, but unfortunately does not get him.
Last player
But
standing.
his teammates got him, so we're
Running
seeing.
gun Spectre is not the answer to a 50-50 there.
Yeah, so he had to go down, but that's okay. It's a sacrifice to make for 4 of the rest of them, so it works out.
A good setup on top of the Spike, though, having that straddling the Spike there.
I think it was a good try by the Surge there to kind of just use that, you know, you're ecoing, you have literally all classics and stuff like that. Let's just kind of go through mid, see if we can cheese them, kind of go with that. Let's see how many kills we can get. Unfortunately, obviously, they get none. Actually, they got 1. They did get 1. Which is fine, more than 0, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I think it's a good try to go with that rather than just like, okay, well, let's fan out and then let's lose every gunfight because we have classics, you know?
Yeah.
So, big fan of that. Overall, Surge are by now. We're going to see the full guns here. Infernos are going to be holding these spots once again. I kind of like this spot from Zushi here. SC1 gets a pick onto Mo right away, which is pretty huge. It is 2-0 Infernos now. He gets that drone away. Drone is not going to tag anyone.
Ooh, Delete really pushed
Crossfire,
back.
yep.
Pushed back into something he wasn't ready to look for.
A lot of picks already by Surge, though. They're up 4-2 right now in terms of numbers.
Really are.
SC1 pushing through here. Could potentially look here. I don't think Hidden saw him.
Last player
Does now
standing.
see him, but he has the gun differential, so kind of wins that one. Selexic is kind of right here all by himself here. Does get the... Ooh.
Oh,
Gets
that is
one.
nice.
Gets a gun.
Does get a gun. Now they know where he is, and that's what he had up on that Reyna, was that she did not see him the first
Yeah,
time.
looking for a save here.
Uh-huh.
Which I think is honestly a good play.
Yeah, from this angle, you've got to take down 2 people. One of them's a Jet, and you've got that that tour de force just looming.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, Selexic, like I said, they bonus this round, so they'll have enough for next round. But this just solidifies their eco. Selexic has to buy nothing next round, has the full armor, has the gun, so doesn't have to worry about anything like that. So just helps their eco overall. Oh, and gets another kill on the
Catches
Barry
a nice
there.
little outro.
Which has to make sure so they have to buy. So the Surge in their
does.
first round, I think they lost 3, actually, so 2 kind of overwhelming. They did use the tour de force there, too, so they can't use that for this eco round as well.
True. In fact, are you our ultimate is looking at just 1 Empress from either side, and that is it that we see. There's some people that are halfway or close to there on ult points, but I doubt that we're going to see much more than a little Empress off at the very most as far as ult goes. So this should be a gun-forward round.
Yeah.
That operator ready, speaking of which, to get in on a quick kill. And these operators absolutely poised very up front to take the early blood. Oh, we're seeing a lot more and more of. Delete takes one on to 10s. Does get revealed, but he's not even worried. A quick cloudburst to take rid of that owl coming out.
Yeah, just keep kind of go out there. Tamagos gets a pick on Selexic, though.
Ooh,
oh, SC1.
Yeah, just good timing by SC1. Oh, goodness,
Barry pushing out there.
Totally pushed
yeah,
up
that was great. That was a great cloudburst too to kind of use that to get closer there as well.
Definitely. So Zushi really held back here, waiting for Mo to come out with him. They finally regroup. Looking on a nice little pinch here.
Last player standing.
Ooh, Mo does go down, so Zushi's the last one, and they've already checked one side, so they kind of know where he's coming from. Oh, he's just that
Ooh.
ponytail, and it's all it takes. Gets rid of that last little dart. He knows one's coming for him out back, but he's got a lot of pressure from the front. Sees that Lear.
Yeah,
Gets
so
in
yeah.
the pocket.
Oh, gets hit behind there. 2-2 now for both teams here. And Surge are a very aggressive team, as we can kind of see here. They attack with a lot of power here. And I think the big thing here is the SC1 is making a lot of things happen.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is he, almost every time you see a kill at the beginning of the top right, the top left, whatever it is, you'll see SC1 getting a kill on someone. And I think he's just making those picks happen, and it just makes it so much harder to deal with because he's been lurking, he's been playing with the team as well, and just getting that pick right away, and it just makes that so much harder to deal with.
I think a good initiator is a good catalyst.
Exactly. And I think, you know, he had a great KO game last game, as we saw, and now that right now he's doing a great job here. Oh, Slice playing really aggressive here.
Oh my goodness. Full aggression with the knife out. Doesn't quite take one, but if he had, he'd been great position for another. Hidden has got to play this far onto another to kind of defend this mid into B territory. Zushi.
SC1 gets, you know, pick on a Hidden right there.
Oh my goodness.
Gets tagged by Sova. Mo is backing up here.
Mo still
2
playing.
to 4 is coming out for the Infernos here.
Mo about to catch one. We hear that Heaven going up.
Knives also popped by the Infernos as well.
3v4. Surge moving nice and steady, owning this site still. Just
I don't think that, okay, that one actually goes up and down, because sometimes you be careful with the bounces at the very ground, because it won't actually come down straight up and down. Oh, good try there. Delete gets one on the Tomagas, though. And,
on the retreat. Wow, does take one with the classic.
oh. Good try.
time.
I mean, he did know that there was a judge there, so kind of using that classic to his advantage there. Surge take that another round, so now the last 3 rounds have been won by the Surge there. That rebuy Infernos, I think they kind of forced there, I believe, but I think we do see some guns coming out because they have the full guns and stuff like that, where you see a lot of Vandals and Phantoms. Overall, you know, a lot of back and forth between these teams. No one kind of seems to be that outlier there. We have a lot of ults coming out with the Hunter's Fury now, the Jet Knives, and we have the Empress from both teams there as well. So, kind of see how we can use these. I'm waiting for that first Empress kind of to pop off, or maybe a good chance of that.
SC1 again jumping right in, looking to make that action happen. He's not seen by either of the people, quote unquote, guarding mid, so he's able to move up, get close to Catwalk, and Garden's already open for him. He doesn't know, but he can waltz right in there. We have a lot of people playing off B though. He's just here to be cheeky and sneaky. Oh, 10's caught in an awkward position there. Very far back, has to kind of peek back out. Watching it with those knives.
Absolutely.
Got a nice crossfire here now that SC1 is comfortable on his area with Garden, so they're starting to push up into B. Or at least considering it. Hidden. Oh, delaying that push.
Oh, good try.
Not quite enough to get onto SC1.
Oh. Barry had a judge there, it seemed like. Delete does get him on that kind of that rotate. SC1 was finding him in spawn here. 3v3 though.
SC1 absolutely multitasking
one.
that point.
One enemy remaining.
SC1 gets another one and gets the third one. I mean,
we've been saying SC1 a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he is really making it hard for this enemy team to play, and he's lurking a lot too, and it really frustrates people when you do that because it's like, well, we should wait for him to push out. But it's like, it's Reyna. So if he gets that close there and he shoots before both of you guys, he can just reset out there.
Yep.
And so, really hard. Yeah, we're going to see a timeout, which I agree with this a lot. I think SC1, they're probably like, we know, what are we going to do against this?
Yes.
What can we do against this? Okay, timeout. What do we actually do against this? Because, like, you know,
really
you could say it in game of, like, oh, we'll just hold him or, you know, just let him peek out to you. But it's a lot harder to, you know, just randomly say than do. So a good timeout here to really solidify what is our game plan for this defense, because SC1 is a problem, and he is just going through everyone.
Yeah,
so
once they've tried up all the things they have on hand, they got to go back to coach talk with the playbook, see what they can do against a Reyna that plays such an initiator kind of sided duelist. And I said it earlier, a good catalyst is a good initiator and vice versa. And Reyna is really doing a good job of pouring into open spaces and then staying solid. It's not there to get early bloods, though they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
It's to take space really quickly and really early.
Exactly.
And be a good catalyst for that.
Yeah, and it's doing that really well. I mean, we've seen a lot of these 4-1 splits, which a lot of these times you'll see 2 go with the mid there to kind of split that there. But with SC1, it seems like they don't have to worry about that at the moment. And when you kind of have that game plan work, it's so hard to do anything against it. Because it's like, well, if we send 3 mid, they just rush 4 into main. So, you know, there's things like that you have to be aware of all the time here.
And we do see that big split again. Another.
Ooh. Ooh, there we go. Barry gets pick on a Mo. I think Mo ulted into that.
Unfortunate.
Spike planted. Here.
They do get the bomb down, though. Already down 1 with Inferno's pretty fast here. With the bomb already planted within the first couple seconds of the round there, so.
Definitely so. We see the shock dart.
Yeah, he just throwing it straight up. He's having fun with that.
Yeah, he really is.
Do I think those are useful? No. But, you know, maybe they're looking for the clip. That's what I'm guessing.
There's some fun clips.
There's
if you
some fun,
time them
yeah,
right,
yeah.
But I don't think they're going to push the site that fast.
No.
Those are kind
It
of
does take a long time if you double bounce them.
Are those friendly fire?
1 enemy remaining.
No. Maybe.
There was a time
I
where
will
they
say,
were.
though, if you do shoot it straight up, you actually get more time on the shock darts rather than shooting it down, because if you think about it, if you shoot it like down, that's your first bounce already used. So it'll go up, bounce 1, and then it's done. Where if you shoot it straight up, it'll bounce once, bounce twice, then it'll be there. So
Fair. It does
last longer.
Last a while.
Speaking for someone who used to do this, by the way, not gonna lie, it was fun back in the day where, you know, you're in the beta and you're like, you see some clips, and you shoot that straight up, and then, you know, you're like, okay, I hit him for 60, and then just shock dart kill, and you're like, that's me.
Yep, just let him have this
So
fight.
yeah, it's pretty fun. Surge up 5-2 now, though, really kind of starting to take a little bit of a lead here.
Look at this ult economy. I would be surprised if we don't see an ult in the next like, 20 seconds.
That drone right there is really good.
Yes.
You should drone that almost every time. It makes it the off that is on cat cannot do anything there. They'll always get tagged. It's really hard for them to actually shoot that too, because you can just kind of shoot at the same time. Then you guys trade the drone for the tag. So
Now, beautiful open space.
delete is there. Ooh, actually does get SC1 there on kind of an overextension, which is just what they need there.
Yep, taking an Empress off the board for this round, which
Tens is
Infernos
kind of in this corner though, yeah.
need to have that leg up to get out of this 2-5 hole here. Making sure Surge doesn't take more than their side of the half. Oh, and a good look,
So he was looking at tiles. Great job of kind of seeing that peak of that little arm there with it, just kind of shooting that and doing a great job. So great pick. We're gonna see Tombo goes with the op now.
Very deliberately moving
Probably
around.
holding this mid area.
Definitely so, and mid area is a good place to hold considering we got all 3 defenders in that zone. Looks like they're going to start rotating back to A, and as do Surge. Wow, Azuchi with a great pop onto 1. Ready for the second. Not quite the right positioning. Oh, but he just leaves his teammate to take care of it. Doesn't even flinch.
Seducer's a little scared there, but his teammate kind of backed him up there.
Looking for these last
Ooh.
2.
Oh, great blind there from the Paranoia.
Well timed. Crosshair was there, but...
Tombagos does look at the op with it.
Oh,
okay,
so
he's like a peek.
awkward. He is ready for it.
Does miss
look at
it.
that uphill.
They do have to plan still. Yeah, I was going to say, they do have to plan still. So, I mean, Mo could technically
Mo could have moved back and
stall
played
and
for
then
time.
look for that plant and then maybe look for the, you know, blah, blah, blah.
That's all right.
Could have, would have, should have. You always
Yes,
got to keep
that's
looking
how it
in the
is.
future. Didn't happen. Let's go next. So let's see what the next round does. What can we do? That's a big thing, I think. A lot of times, sometimes people get a little too caught up with their mistake that they did. If you have a really bad shot one round, you're like, oh man, I should have. And it's like, sure. But you gotta move on. You gotta keep going. The game's long. You got 2 halves still, so you just gotta really move on from that. What can you do next? What can I do now?
And you can't fix your aim in one session.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're already warmed up, that's kind of where you're at.
Yeah.
But even worse is getting upset about being too offense or too defense and overcorrecting.
Yep.
Don't get all in your head. Play the way you practice.
Absolutely.
Ooh, lots of Leers coming out.
Okay, knives coming through here.
They've absolutely smoked this off, but they haven't hit the
Oh
board yet.
my
As they do,
gosh.
wow, they take.
That was a great shot from Delete there. I think it was a left. If that's a left, that was insane.
Excellently was, and Tens takes one. Mo kind of playing through these smokes.
Might get a
Doing
foot
good job
shot
of
onto
locking it down with
the
these spikes,
Tens there,
or,
yeah.
smokes.
Hidden is looking between him and this tripwire from Cypher, or Chamber, looking, okay, do I shoot this or not? Selects actually got kind of lit up there through that bottom. Smokes coming out from each team here. Really hard, 3v4 here. Sovas is literally actually going through Cat now, just not too indecisive, not really knowing what to do here. And now at this point, the bomb is going to explode here pretty soon. They have to really have no time, so...
Last player standing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know. You know, sometimes you overthink it because it's like, Hidden was probably like, well, if I shoot, you know, if I shoot the trip, they're going to be looking at me. But at the very least, that's fine if they look at you. Having someone look at a different angle besides that tree or heaven creates more opportunities for you rather than anything else. So I think he kind of overthought that, and then at that time, it just kind of was awkward because it's like you're rotating and you have 10 seconds left, so it's like you're too late at that point, right? So
Yep. Toboggos again with the op watching this tried and true space. There's no one to reply for him on that A side because Infernos are going to be playing nice and gentle here. They get an early smoke out because they know Toboggos is comfortable playing from that spot, so they got to send Reyna in instead. A nice Lear starting to move out into that space. Delete watching from the other side. Going to get quick. Oh!
Does get one right away. The SC1 starting off with what he usually does. Empress has not been used yet from SC1, so kind of waiting for that. I don't know when he thinks that's the opportunity, but we will see.
Blocking sight.
Got people on A.
Say Barry's on B, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just intimidation. That one side smoke, Barry watching. Ooh. Hitting with a
Plants, yeah, it's like TP's a spawn actually.
Does TP to spawn, he's getting
we
pinched.
see that kind of A flank coming from Slexic.
It really is.
Boy, he's in the corner. Is he ready? Nope, he wasn't. Tens gets him in the flank here.
Crazy. And that pinch is just not there to follow up.
So it is a 2v1 right here because Tens wasn't spawned, but Tens is actually right on the corner now. Could be flanking him at any time.
Oh, they baited.
Barry gets one.
Last player standing.
Tens looking for
Tens
his last
here.
1v1 plant is
Gets from the
already done.
corner.
He's sitting right on top of his own spike. He's got the
Oh,
upper hand.
yeah.
Takes hit.
Overall, a good try right there. I like the try from the Infernos by knowing, hey, Omen wasn't spawned. We can push this and try to play the 1v2, get the kill, and then maybe a 2v1. But unfortunately, Barry does get that one. Creates so much time. You know, Tens gets in a good spot, kind of cheeky spot there on the left side. Waits for him, gets a kill right there. 8-2 already.
Look at this KDA spread of Infernos versus the Surge. It looks like the Infernos have a more clear IGL and some other people that, and definitely Mo has been making some good plays, and their utility has been coming in so clutch. But it's interesting to see the dynamic of like who's really here for utility value and who's here for gunplay value.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing, you know, not too bad. You know, SC1 is getting a lot of first bloods. I want to see, I would probably want to see the stats in that one, but we'll see. Sushi, unfortunately moves a little bit there to kind of skew the shot. Had it right on his crosshair, and it comes again, just kind of misses that second one. But unfortunately, it was leered, so it was a pretty hard shot to hit. Toboggos gets a pick on Selects though. So
the utility was good, and he had a good setup for both shots.
Oh man,
that third one.
That hurts.
SC1 doing great, dodging the
bullets.
bullets.
He actually dinked Mo right there too.
SC1 the animal.
He's just running right through.
Oh, ooh, back to that one right there, and still back to the bullets here. Absolutely
He's just running away from his team.
Out. Totally did.
Oh, he actually gets him too for the heal. Oh my gosh.
Ooh. And Delete ready to
great shot by Delete there.
Delete shuts him down. Looking to marshal his way back into sight, but is taken from Tens around.
Now it's 9-2 for the Surge. I mean, SC1 really, goes into tree. It does suck that, you know, Chair misses three off shots. That first one was really, really needed. They needed that one to win that round, or at least get a good try at that round. Unfortunately, misses that one. Other two shots are pretty hard there. Surge kind of just wipe the floor with them in terms of that one. So the offense for the Surge is really not a team to play with right here. I mean, at the end of the day, they're playing really well.
Definitely so. They're playing the same point differential that they played in the last match, which is crazy. It's not what I expected at all. Infernos were playing pretty flawlessly in their match earlier today.
Okay, we see I think the Omen TP went off there from the ult. Okay, SC1 going into tree. No one in tree here, but he's holding this close left. Does he actually kind of clear it? We will see. Slaxic actually has an angle too. SC1 chooses not to take that angle. I think he knows that he's alone here, and you can't take that angle. That's too risky. If you know, if I peek this, I'm gonna hit by two different enemies. I'm gonna wait.
And that's not his job. He's clearing space. He's not trying to get all the way to sight here.
Ooh, Delete actually does get 10s there. It's a good start for the Infernos to win this round. Oh, great shot by Hidden. Had his crosshair just right on his head right there, and just waiting for him.
Just nose to the crosshair, ready to flick. Toboggos still holding in that center. Make sure that space is not taken. Watching that catwalk. We still do have some people positioned towards B, so it's possible for Surge to take this A site. Looks like they're going to start moving in now. Barry's still waiting for some people to move up a little closer. They're considering B maybe. Left. They're just hanging out in mid, and they've only got 30 seconds left to make the plant. So it looks like that is the call to force them over to A, and with that pressure, that utility is all it takes, that one jump, and we already see Infernos rotating over, but it's not enough.
Good try. Gets right. Does hit him a little bit, though.
Barry. He's going to take some more. That Cloudburst is not quite enough. This wall banging so close. Like,
Hidden just goes through!
Ooh.
Last player standing.
And we saw Hidden again play that comfortable jump into Jenny like he did last game, but this time it was punished. Speaking of punish, Selexic takes Tom Buggos.
And the Infernos, hey, win the last round and a half. So, I mean, 9-3 here and, you know, doing a pretty good job of all that. So
9-3 with the momentum in their favor, so I don't want to say anything.
I don't know. Curse, maybe?
Ooh.
Who?
Who said that?
Did you say curse or... I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I'll be honest. 9-3 though. Maybe the Infernos are feeling the attack here though. The Surge have proved that they can attack and they will be very aggressive with it too. But the thing is, you know, how much can they rely on that defense here? Can the Infernos kind of find that weak spot that they need to find as well? So we will see how this goes overall. We're going to see, you know, kind of a B mid approach, it seems like, that the Infernos are taking. Usually, you know, kind of that B or A, but I kind of like this approach of we'll take mid control. We'll go to B.
There.
Warning shots. Free fires. If that hits, you're actually just so mad.
Oh.
Okay, nice dash from Delete.
Wow, Delete going crazy.
Does have a shorty, though. Gotta be careful.
Ooh,
Of course, Delete doesn't know that.
Oh. He's not looking
nice. Good, yeah, good flank.
Through. And they own the site already. They are being absolutely tailed by these last four, though.
But now, how can the Surge retake? Kamagos has one bullet left of his Sheriff left. Tense has a shorty. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, good trade, though. SC1 does get the trade.
Yep, that shorty was put to good use.
Does heal, too. Does have 150 now.
A nice another frenzy by Delete. Puts himself kind of in an awkward position. A good look, though. Takes one. Ready for that next. He's just there for the bait. And Mo with the follow-up puts Attackers Infernos up another point. That's 2 in a row. And that's the first one out of a 9-3.
That's true. I mean, that's 9-4. So you never know.
We'll see. Surge are... if I was Surge, I'd be a little bit worried here. Coming on strong like that after the half could mean that they're just comfortable behind the wheel on the red side.
I think they're probably okay right now. I think the biggest round that will deter their momentum is probably that third round. Yep. In terms of, okay, well, this is a bonus round, so if you lose that, it's like, okay, well, they have guns, I don't. Or they're buy rounds. They have all the Spectres, they have Classics, but that third round, yeah, exactly.
Then you can see how they play with Econ and how they play without it.
Yep.
All right, they are cruising right in, ready to force.
Ooh, great paranoia there.
Crossfire.
Unfortunately, doesn't get 10s there, so 10s is 1 here.
And Zushi and Mo take some more.
Actually getting shot through the smoke there. Mo just refused to kind of push out of that smoke, which I don't know what was keeping him from going out there. His teammate was already on site, so you're kind of baiting him there a little bit.
Definitely so. Kind of blocked his soap on the retreat. Didn't help on the push in.
And now you're in a pretty bad spot there. The Inferno's... Sova's low. They have a 2v3 here, and the guns are actually dropped there for the Surge to get.
And they're kind of forced to go to a different site, considering the bad position they have on that other site.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I guess his teammate went out there and he just kind of sat in the smoke. I got he the Omen threw him off, but once you get that trade, you got you got to help. I think.
Yeah, I understand if it was solo, not pushing through that smoke. But once you have people on the other side, you have to trust them to have taken the territory.
All right, 3v2 here. Can the Infernos hold this, or can the Surge actually just hold it or retake?
Hidden start with the dart here, and that gunfire is all it takes to throw one off. The bullet is destroyed, so he knows there's one coming from that side. That's all it takes to decide where to go with this. Owl.
She gets a pick.
Owl gets a nice start. Just hanging out for some more info. He's not.
He does see 2 of them now, so and he tags. They can shoot through here. They're choosing not to. Great shot dart.
Last one.
Oh wow!
And the pinch.
4K from Zushi.
And that's another attacker's win.
I would say that was a really good shot dart from Hidden. Did almost half of his HP. Actually, more than half of his HP because he had no armor. So great shot there. And we see 5-9. So this is going to be the big round, I think. The Infernos had 2 kind of left over. They're obviously going to play enough for next round, so they're not going to, upgrade everything. The Surge are going to see Vandals, and actually an Operator coming out here from Barry. So we haven't seen Barry really use that Operator yet, so maybe he's, kind of feeling it today. We haven't seen Delete had a couple good kills, but not overall consistency. So we'll see how that goes overall. shooting darts because that's how much they're actually going to do in the mid there. SC1 gets a pick onto Moat right away, and Barry gets a pick onto Slexic. Now already looking not too good for the Inferno's bonus here.
Surge is good mid control and are really pushing the Infernos back. I'm surprised.
SC1 does go down. Ooh. Tens is playing on top of that great angle there, kind of playing that cheeky angle.
He just got up there.
Oh, wow. Barry, great shot.
Surge are just pulling in the energy, and they really sweep the field here. There's only one left, and Zushi's really just playing defensive.
Zushi's in this corner, and
yeah,
he's like,
kind of caught.
I don't have spike, so he's like, I'm just going to sit in the corner, I guess, and look for one possibly.
He doesn't have a lot of options. He's already got one in market watching him, and here they come. Location revealed, so the shock dart comes right out.
Oh, great shock dart.
Down to only 100 health.
Oh, that one didn't hit him, I guess.
Ooh. Ooh. Those threats.
They got to know he's like somewhere in this vicinity. Oh, nice shot.
Wow, a beautiful flick. He's absolutely multitasking these angles.
30 seconds
what
left.
pressure. A dangerous reload. Changes over to the other. A little bit more firing. Gives away his angle. Starting to move closer on to Tumbago. Watching that back. Watches the front again, but they're not going to push him. Why would they? That last push got absolutely destroyed. He's ready with his Spectre, playing against his Headhunter. The Headhunter's got a wide angle, so he might be able to talk Tumbago if he's careful. He decides to push in. Oh, but he doesn't watch. Oh, he gets around.
Oh, he's not going to clear 10s, I don't think.
Ooh, he doesn't clear anything.
Yeah,
nope.
yeah. I mean, that was a bonus from the Infernos, so I guess not the worst getting 2.
No.
The Surge had a full buy there. Barry got 2 kills of the op. I think SC1 got 1 or 2. But this is going to be the big round here. If the Infernos can kind of get this thing going, they can probably get a little bit of momentum going and kind of get something going here. Because after this round, if they do win this, Surge don't have enough money to buy again.
Yeah,
so
they definitely looking to start the ball rolling here, while Surge are looking to get that foot up and really squash down. Taking it to 11-5 puts Infernos in a tricky position.
Absolutely.
And look at that. Surge are still going to come on strong. A nice rinse and repeat after how well last round went. They are holding just right at the gates in all their positions.
So Inten's kind of playing these cheeky spots, and these higher upper spots they're not ready for. SC1 gets a little aggressive there and just kind of gets firing squatted by most of the team of Infernos.
Would be okay if he was backed, but instead we had that Omen playing for utility.
Yep.
And that's not great. He is in a nice position, Tens is, to take this flood on from the A side Infernos, but it doesn't look like that's their move. Instead, they're just playing more utility and backing up to mid here. I wouldn't jiggle peek mid with a knife out, but they are doing well to play very deliberately, and we see them moving up a little bit.
Nice shot from delete.
Takes one.
Omenol coming in, closing the door. They getting on the site here, as well as the Omen is now backside. So they do have most of B taken here. But Slexic gets a pick onto 10s here. Surge only have 2 members left. Barry is in a very, very hard spot. Has no dash as well, so he has no just kind of get out of jail free card for this pick.
Yup, it's awkward to switch that classic, but playing that close with the op is rough, and goes down to the deletes Vandal. Tumbago's now just kind of looking for 1 or 2 more like he was last time. Does see Mo, but does take him down. They do know where he is though, and Slexic looking to move in on that. He's got to peek quite a bit here. Gets a lot of damage out, but on 3 different targets, it's not enough compared to the damage they got on him. So attackers take another one, and it is 6-10.
Absolutely here. And the Infernos now get that 6. The Surge do not have the most credits right here because the previous round they had to go down there. So they had 3 kind of left over. So I think the Surge are probably to have a save here, or at least it looks like they are actually kind of forced. We see. I think the 10s, because that's the one he was alive, so I think they have 2 people who can buy. So probably have 2 people buy like light armor and stuff like that to have enough for next. But overall, the Surge are gonna have a kind of a buy down here of an eco round at the very least. Ooh, gets one at the Marshall there though. Slexic is low, cannot reset either.
SC1, a good reply to all that tap fire. Just looking to bait some jumps here, but no one's watching that spot. They're considering moving into B. Real slow, though. They might be trying to pull Sage as a Duelist out, but Sage as a Duelist is standing strong. Considers the Owl, but here's one coming his way. Sweeps the typical corners, getting ready for him. Ooh, dies right before it sees him maybe, so he decides to reply with one. They're moving right in, though. He's not going to see him yet. Sees 2 hanging out right past the smoke. Decides to play off it with a good recon. The Lear comes out. That's usually a big push, but this Marshall is just so much intimidation. They have to move back out. They go mid. SC1 knows it. The timing is perfect. And he sees one, but he doesn't quite get it. Another good smoke pushes SC1 back just one more tier, and it is now an A push. The door's closed, though, and Surge has been comfortable.
Oh, he was
holding A
seen.
for a while now. Tense does get taken, though.
Barry has a good spot.
Move in and, oh, my goodness, that Judge. Patient on the first gets him 2 more, and the Cloud Burst for a third.
Does a lot of damage, though.
One enemy
Distant
remaining.
classic.
Yep. And the last one they know is very low, but he only has 10 seconds left, so he has to get both of them in the time or start planting. He doesn't have bomb, though.
Right around the corner. He does have to get
Yeah,
up
say
on the
SC1
bomb.
just needs to run.
Door is already closed.
Yep. And he's really low here, so. Oh!
Tries to go for the kill instead of the plant. Oh.
Wow, he actually gets him too. And the gun,
Hunts it
so.
down, yes.
Great round by Surge. That's a big round for them to win there because they had the eco round, and now I think the Infernos have enough for here, but it's just a big round for the Surge to win overall because they want an eco round that's huge. Now they can full buy, and so if they win this round, that means that the 12-6 round theoretically would be that the Surge do not have enough money for that last round if they do kind of go with that. So this is a big round for the Infernos to kind of win here if they don't want to have a really tough round ahead of them.
If, however, the Surge play flawlessly, they'll have a lot of bonus and creds to move into a match point position, and the Infernos will have to change their play
Oh,
style
Delete
at
with
match
a
point.
great shot on Tom Buggles. That's just what they need to get
That
things
is
going
big.
here.
Get out of my way.
And another ult to back it up. That's 2 ults on the field for Infernos. They know they have to start playing like it's match point.
Yep. Okay, Knives popped as well.
A good reply. Surge is under pressure here.
Not the
Safe
worst
to
eco here. They do tag him, though. Doesn't Miller's Fury. I think he missed him, though.
He
hit
gets
him
the
second
second
one?
one, though. Oh, that
dodged him.
But
Oh,
oh my goodness.
jeez.
Delete playing aggressive takes the 3rd kill for the round.
Oh.
Wow. 4 kill, almost no time off the clock. The plant is already coming through.
And they're playing on A.
That's crazy.
They baited him B and still planted A here.
Definitely did.
Okay, he wants the ace, but where is he? It's a
Ooh.
problem.
they
Tense is
gonna
like,
give it
no, 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 no. I'm not
Yeah.
giving you that, man.
Oh, but he's almost there. He might have it.
Oh, he saw him?
He saw it. He's so excited.
Oh!
Does get it.
And Delete, what an insane clip, too. I'm not going to lie. Beginning of the round, Marshall one-taps him, pops the knives, hits 2 headshots right away, 3rd headshot, instantly headshots, and the 4th one, the last one he gets, of course, just kind of deserves that one.
Yep.
But, wow, what a play by Delete. They're on the edge of, losing here, and that's a big round for them to win. He really turned it up there.
This is scary, though. It's a lot of screen time. He does not want to lose these knives. He sees it, takes a breath, moves back in. Oh. See, he's allowed to jiggle and fire, though, because he keeps that accuracy.
Yep.
It's a difficult position. You're just really playing against an ultimate. Oh, wow. Decides to play forward on that. Does get the utility.
Oh, say Delete is
man.
going to go crazy now.
SC1
does get the heal, though.
Ready. Now just fires those intimidation, the warning shots. That smoke's got to keep him back as well.
Has Empress
Cannot play
available,
off
but I don't
this.
think we've seen him use it yet. So
No, not yet. Ooh, a good recon there. Which
Fortunately,
means
nothing
Hidden can
happens,
move
though,
right
yeah.
through the smoke, but we've already got people on A. It's another B bait, so that's not where the game is. Spike's planted on A, and they pulled SC1 away.
Oh, someone's
from
ready
the
for it on B. Oh, Slice gets a pick on Tom Buggos. And it's kind of sweeps. Gets one. Good TP out. 3v3. More like 2v2, honestly, right now on site. Oh! Jumps over him.
Big play right there.
Good smoke and spawn here.
That's an
They know
uncomfortable
Silva's really
position.
far, too.
They really do. They're able to take it to the half. Gets out of there. His teammate goes down. This is an uphill battle at the very least.
It is half, though.
It is half, but can he stick it?
Oh, good try there.
It can't be there, and the other one is just too far off.
Yes, the problem that the Surge ran into there was they didn't clear tree. And so the biggest thing, though, is he couldn't, Barry couldn't hold the defuse there because, his teammate has to hold 2 angles. And so he got to half, and then he kind of waited. But the thing is, if they do clear tree there and then they half it, they can just kind of stick that and then make them peek around from it.
Can.
So overall, it just kind of sucks there. But overall, great game, great match here. The Infernos coming back 8 to 11. Great timeout by Surge. I think this is a good timeout. You got to 11. You had a couple tries, 2 rounds, 3 rounds to kind of do something about it. They didn't, and so they're like, all right, let's time out. what can we do to finish this game out? Because they don't want to go any longer. I think they have
Definitely.
this would be a save round, I do think, though, because last round they spent a lot there.
Yeah, we
so
talked about that earlier.
another eco coming in here, and so gotta focus. They didn't win the eco last time, though, so that is possible. They do have good ecos. It's just more so I think people are getting picked out when they shouldn't. Like that Sova kind of losing that kind of sucks. They get that kill, and then just overall the Infernos are playing a really good offense at the end of the day.
After a very typical timeout for the momentum
great
stall,
shot.
Tombogos takes a quick one through the blind. Is traded, but goodness.
Tom Buggos is now saying, I got my one in chat. You can hear him. Okay, the Bucky is probably the worst thing in the game. I don't blame you. Hey, SC1, that's not your fault, man. That thing's terrible. That thing's...
planted.
That's not your fault, man.
It had its meta, but not from that distance.
Which is a good thing. The Bucky should be bad. I'm going to say that right now. It should be a bad gun.
Sage's Duel is hanging on with the Ghost.
Yeah.
He's got the
Yeah.
cavalry coming in for him, though. But they're playing against a lot of old...
3-3. Empress is actually popped by Slexic here. Zushi gets one, though.
Ooh.
2v3.
Considering moving up. Oh,
Slexic. Oh, my gosh.
Crazy. Now they can really focus their energy on pinching this guy. On the run, they almost take him. Sage's Duelist doesn't have any good options.
My
to
gosh.
go down.
Yeah, Slexic had his sixth sense awakened there for half a second there.
Really
Shoots the guy
did.
in the smoke.
Oh, and it was a flick to smoke.
Yeah, I was like, he just straight domed him. There was no body shots. There was no foray. It was just straight dome. And then you're probably like, well.
What was I supposed to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, great shot.
Just creeping in the smoke.
You can't get mad at that either because it's like, that's a pretty, obvious.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to shoot through that no matter what, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When you have that aggressive of
The
a smoke.
crazy thing, though, was I think there was like a miscommunication with Surge there because they had a Sova dart for Slexic and they didn't push him. So they or even shot through the wall there. Like they just straight up just looked at him and were like, all right, we'll wait for it to go away and then we'll go in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of a miscommunication there, but big round here for both teams here. The Infernos are now 9-11 here. The Surge have full guns now, so pretty even as even you can get. It seems like Barry bought a no armor op actually, which he has been doing really well with that. So SC1 gets picked on delete right away. That's huge.
Backed by Tombogos.
Because delete has been the kind of the force that the Infernos have needed to get onto sites here.
S1
Oh my
absolutely
gosh.
Using that, Reyna takes a 3K and has the other two right in front of him. Oh,
Down.
He said delete my turn, man. Hand over the
Looking for
sticks.
Zushi goes mid, does not want to give him the ace.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
Paranoia. Oh, he's so good. Oh!
Wow, actually takes it.
Dude, okay.
Oh!
Chambers have something different when they're flashed. I swear.
Second sight.
It is.
And Zushi alone has gotten so many 2Ks as the last one alive. It's like Zushi hits the smelling salts when he's the last one there.
True. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I will say. We'll see here, though. The Surge are now up 12-9.
Yeah, match point here. Infernos have got to really step it up if they want this to go any further.
Ooh, Barry. Oh, great shot to Slexic there.
Barry looking to shut them down.
10.
Match point territory, no mistakes from Infernos, and that's a pretty
He
big
might
mistake.
get back here in the flank here, though.
10
Oh, he's in a really good spot.
One.
Yeah,
Oh, takes
it's one.
easy one.
Oh!
Right into two.
And he's gone. Oh,
Oh!
yo,
Play
Zushi, we gotta check up on this guy.
turns his back a little bit.
Great shot from Zushi, honestly. TP's out, though. Going to B site.
So he knows grapes are safe, and he moves right out.
He had 10s also has ult, though. Okay, they got the...
Oh.
Spike
Okay,
down,
it's
B.
41. Zushi, can you do it? If you get stunned, flashed, I don't know, shoot through.
Zushi had that kill on the first one, right? So it's got to be
Yeah.
an ace clutch here.
Yeah, and
Not
just
gonna
like that.
happen.
A great game, though. I mean, Inferno's brought it back pretty far there, so overall, just great job there.
Excellently done.
Want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, or game producers? Then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. And of course, what's up right next to the list is our player of the game. And I think right away, I'm saying SC1 is my guess. Okay, we're going to give it to
Ooh.
Barry, actually.
Barry did
Barry
have
did a
some good
great
plays.
job, and I do want to commend one thing and point out the Surge's ability to kind of play both those agents. Like we saw Barry play it from the Viper strip to a really aggressive Jet. So I think it's very commendable to be able to play both those really well.
Definitely so, yeah.
And the player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Barry is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. And of course, you know, overall, at the end of the night here, got any takeaways really quick, Greg, or anything like that you want to, you know, point out or things like that?
No, really tight games. I saw really good plays from both teams.
Yep.
No huge major mistakes that I saw repeated.
Yep.
Saw some excellent plays, and people really got serious when it was down to the last player.
Exactly, yeah. I would say I want to commend the Infernos for
definitely.
really fighting back, because it seemed like it was a really, you know, first match overall, like, you know, Surge kind of were blowing
Really
them out at the
one-sided,
beginning, but they brought it back to like 9-12 or 9-13 there. And for it being a 3-game series, that's going to be a huge thing. Of course, we'll have the next two maps
we're
next
definitely
week.
leading
So
into some tight games.
we had an exciting bracket match in our Week 3 Valorant Rumble. Next week, the Infernos and the Surge will continue the grand finals. The Surge hold a 1-0 lead in the best of 3. Can they finish off the Infernos, or can the Infernos pull off a reverse sweep? Make sure to come back next Monday at 6 p.m. EST to find out who will be our Week 3 Rumble champion in Valorant. And of course, we will close out with the top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a 20K bonus in your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week for the grand finals. Good answer, right? I think it just always depends on what happens hindsight.
Or worse off, they could peek a teammate closer into the objective. Oh, a big judge fight in the smoke right on the point for A.
Akamo gets 2 right there. And the Spider's already down 2, and they know they have shotguns here, so they're probably a little, like, aware, I would say.
We already see a Marshall and Spectres and Judges out for almost everybody.
Oh, wow. Zimmer gets another one.
remaining.
Oh, gets the turret kill. Kitten's in the corner here. Does have Marshall, but decides that, hey, gonna have Classic out. Just kidding. Oh, and wow. Zimmer with the 4K there. Great. He uses the op on Killjoy, actually, which is, you know, people are like, oh, well. But I mean, it's very specific situations, right? So, oh, Classic gets flashed. Great pop flash by SC. SC1 is really just taking these sites along with the extend ends here and just really
holding that initiator role. Majbe stays strong and takes.
And there you go. See, he got that Vandal on him. He's got 4K now.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing a retake here from the Infernos, I believe. Yeah, the Infernos. So just make sure they're going to use their utility here. We see holding that angle, Dragon gets 1. He knows there's there, but he has to be careful to his left. And Psycho looks him in the eyes before he ends up getting him down there. Psycho with 3K.
Yeah, Psycho with a 3K.
That's far that they had set up on those rounds in B. They had someone from Market, and they had someone from Main, so it's really hard to actually defend against that. And so we're going to see that Selextic is actually going to play very back inside. I really like this play a lot. He is blinded. Are they going to clear it? We'll see. He's actually not blind. Oh, they did not clear it. Gets 2. Oh, 3. Goes in. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's coverage for Halo Collegiate Style. It's going to be here at the Boise State Esports Game Pants Arena. I'm Jared Baratoca-Siglione, joined by Greg Old South Smith, and we got some exciting action for you. I do believe we're actually just about to head right into the game.
We sure are.
That just means that we're ready for the action.
Indeed.
And I don't know if you're ready for it.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
This game is a super high octane. Unopposed to maybe some other tactical shooters, Halo has more of that kind of Call of Duty style where you can just shift W and run into your opponents, and that's how you win.
I love that deathmatch energy that just comes
not
from
as much
just looking to rack the
strategy.
kills
It's
up.
just all about gunplay, and whoever wins out on that. Beyond that, though, that's kind of the game of Halo. Getting those kind of neutral power weapons accessible, having those good in rotation, and then just going for +1, +2 frags, and then at that point you end up getting yourself in a great position. Aquarius and Streets, two maps that have been banned for tonight, so we won't see those. How do you feel about Halo?
I feel like you've already said it. It's
It's
really
a
high
classic.
octane. It's high energy. It can be toxic. It's just all about getting in there.
Yeah. And we'll have to see. As of what I was able to look up and do a little bit of research for the standings, Boise State, this roster in and of
Let's hear it.
itself,
I'm
has
ready.
dropped one map.
Ooh.
Period.
Wow.
So they look to continue to demonstrate that they're comfortable with the game. We will be viewing most of our broadcast tonight from one player's perspective.
Yeah, we're going to be riding on the back of Zeke for tonight.
Zeke's a powerhouse. If you've seen them in Valorant, if you've seen them in some of our Giving Games Call of Duty performances, they are a person who can wield a very large backpack. Halo's a great game to do that in. So I hope that they are given those tools and those resources to do the same thing. But at the end of the day, it's all about team value, I think. Communication, always key, always something pertinent to the Boise State rosters. And, yeah, we'll have to see whether or not that reigns supreme.
Yeah, we're ready to hop into it. And I like how you said, you got to have teamwork. Even though it is just a shoot-'em-up situation, you can't shoot all of them up by yourself.
I mean, you could try.
You could definitely try. A 50K, a quick little, just take everyone.
And, of course, we do have, other tips besides better gameplay, of course. Doc sees the game in Halo are control the high ground, rotate your power items, I mentioned those, team targets, and sweaty comms. I love the sweaty comms just in general. It's like one of my favorite things to see on Doc Keys the game. And, of course, those are brought to you by Drop In Gaming. Drop In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. Blam.
Bam. Do it right now. Get on there.
I mean, like on your other screen while you're also watching this game. And this is Boise State versus University of Kentucky. We have faced off against a Kentucky team prior and took the W. This might be a little bit of a revenge story.
Ooh.
A little bit of things to prove for Kentucky, whether or not Boise State can continue to remain that near smudgeless perfect record. They've just got one little smudge. They don't have the dry erase desk that we have, by the way, also. Fantastic new revision.
A beautiful desk.
Yeah, this is
with the LEDs and everything.
my first time being at the new desk.
Is it really?
So,
Do you
it's
feel so
incredible.
empowered?
I do feel empowered. There's lights under here.
You can't see them, but like the glow.
It
nice.
glows. It's
There's
got
a
some glow to it.
No, definitely.
And I think that most of these players do want to glow. a little bit of a segue there. We have Zeke as a star runner-up. I wonder if we do have the lineup available for the rest of the squad. But when it comes down to it, it's all about that team communication, that sweaty comms. If you're the first one or the closest one in proximity to those power weapons, guess what you're doing? You're putting your team in the backpack for the next 30 seconds until you run out of that ammo.
Yeah.
And it looks like we are about to get into the action for the ECAC Esports Halo Collegiate. And there comes the skins.
There they
Always
are.
represent no kitty ears, though, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But we're,
We'll
again, only seeing the Zeke perspective. Sliding on in. Finding himself throwing with the frag grenades as a cover. Nice shot's going to break the shield. And the switch to the BR. To jump over with the melee double kill.
Love it.
That's a great way to start the game.
Indeed, it is.
Looking for possibly overshield here, maybe some active camo, plasma grenades. Always a hot point of contention. Pulls out the pistol, gets the assist. The sweaty comms are here. He will get taken out, though.
That is first down. He's going to click through, see what his teammates are like. Oh, a tragic, another loss.
You don't want to watch that. That's when you just switch off the player cam as fast as possible.
That's a mouse one moment right there.
Yeah. Also, to see where your teammates are at. He's also using it to scout where his opponents are, and
True.
that kind of 3D chess, two steps ahead mentality. He's trying to predict where they're going to rotate to and try to get that 1v1. And as we can clearly see, they've taken a quick 10-3 lead. Do believe it is up to 50 for the W.
Indeed
11 minutes left on the clock. That's most likely won't be a factor. These two teams playing really aggressive.
Oh, they really are. We see them coming
my
right up
gosh.
in for the melees time and time again.
Yeah, Zeke just super comfortable getting close in combat, up close and personal. Nice shots there. No one to kind of follow suit and capitalize on the chip damage. Finds cover, goes for the retreat, tries to read the mines, and actually gets the assist with the grenade from the top down. Doesn't win that 1v1, but a teammate is there, and they'll clean that one up as well.
And it's having those teammates there. I'm not seeing University of Kentucky play these 2v1s as much as Boise State can.
Yeah. Boise State really kind of pushing the envelope, and when you have a 12-kill lead as they do, you can settle down and start pitching those tents and say, well, we're camping here. You have to come to us to try and get the points balanced out.
Definitely so. Yeah, good position to have. I like you were saying earlier, just getting that upper hand and then riding it out is a nice position to be in.
And they're rotating as a group, too, like a rolling doom squad. This whole side there for the kill streaks and the kill feed is just blue over red on repeat. 22-6. They're closing in on that halfway point. Looks like they'll get that secured in the bank. And unfortunately, University of Kentucky's not even in double digits.
They're just being staggered here. There's finally two in one.
Three,
we see another backup here.
Oh, they do finally converge. Their reticles do line up, and they'll cross the beams. But look at the retaliation and the pings there. They know where they are. They're pinging them out.
Kentucky crosses in the double digits. They're looking to get one or two more and look for a half here. Not going to happen.
Using the line of sight to the greatest advantage in this game mode, too. You don't get the comfort of having your radar go off when sound or shots fired or any sort of auditory cues in your favor. You just have to rely on your ears and great positioning. And another pickup for this very comfortable weapon for Zeke. He's going to find a member lacking, takes him out, goes for the 1-2, finds a swap to the other weapon. No need to reload. He'll cash that win 32-12, 20-point advantage over to Boise State. This gun is so dirty because, again, you just flip over to the other weapon with the quickness. Doesn't find the 2-for-1. We'll trade 1-for-1, though.
Not bad.
Zeke doing a fantastic job. If you'd had a moment to look at the kill spread, though, on the leaderboard, it's not doing the best on the team. Again, it's everyone pulling their weight when they get the opportunity to, when they have the resources.
Yeah. Good little pinch there. Unfortunately, a teammate does go down, but he follows up with it. Oh, the hostility.
Oh.
Doubles up on the melee there.
He just somehow ninja'd around that guy. He lost track. Maybe he punched him in the head and he got a little dizzy. It's no longer a FPS. This is more of a fighting game, actually.
Yeah, this is long-distance MMA.
It's just like if MMA fighters could project bullets out of their fists.
3D Smash Bros, I think.
That's, oh my gosh, maybe one day.
We're thinking too hard.
Would
VR?
Ridley be able to fit? Yes. Ridley's not too big. We've confirmed this. Grenade spam. Trying to bounce off the corners, doesn't find anything, and I think the overshield is possessed.
Definitely.
So that will give a huge amount of tankiness to that member, able to survive both the bullet spray and that punch as well.
Yeah.
Still keeping themselves close to a 20-point lead. 11 points left, 7 minutes on the clock. But to be fair, Kentucky now putting in work, up to 23 points when we saw them stuck at 7.
Yes, no, they've been doing well. Trailing right around halfway. They're actually breaking that halfway mark now. So I'd like to see this, but obviously this isn't just a best of one, so I'd like to see that move up as we continue
right
on.
to the dome. He finds the two-piece.
Beautiful 2K.
Does it go
For
for
a
the
little popped
three?
up for that 3. And the cat ears.
He's up
coming clutch
against
there.
the shotgun. That's a tough one.
Shotgun in a hallway. You know what they say.
They gave up the power weapon, though. That's going to be a huge boon for them. Only 5 kills left, and I'm sure there's at least 5 bullets left in that power weapon. Because, again, this pistol, so comfortable with it. So much damage. Keeping the tracing, trying to find the angle. Goes around the corner. Peekaboo.
Just 2
Doesn't
left.
end up working out. Windows is support of this performance here, as we saw the logo pop up. Just 1 final kill remaining for this map, and barely half the points left here for the side of University of Kentucky, but they will not close it out. And Boise State will take map 1.
Steak-tacular.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Steak-tacular?
That's what it said.
Oh, did he stick them? That's a power move in and of itself to end the game, Speaking of power moves, did you know that the Idaho Army National Guard is a proud supporter of Boise State Esports? Top plays are presented at the end of the broadcast by Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and a degree of your choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard truly is the best team out there. Reach out on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. I lost my pen cap.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about that. It does happen from time to time.
Swinging it around. We got some excellent kills in there.
Yeah.
Good things to point at.
And the way that this ECAC works in particular, as opposed to what we've seen from Boise State in the past for Halo, is the now loser of the first map gets to pick the game mode, but the winner gets to pick the map.
Right.
And there's no streets, no Aquarius, so
Banned.
we won't see those. I wonder what Boise State will pull out.
How many options do they really have?
I mean, it kind of depends. The world's kind of your oyster when it comes to Halo, because you can play in such a different fashion. Boise State definitely showing their hand a little bit. They like to be aggressive. They like to kind of roam together as a death ball, and then just kind of hunker down in an area when they can and say, well, we'll just watch all these angles, and they can't approach us. We already got the lead. I don't think there's any maps in particular that ruin that kind of mentality.
Or favor
Unless, of course, they end up going with like the sort of king of the hill mode, where the zones are rotating constantly, forcing Boise State to not be able to hunker down unless they can get their toes locked on to that zone itself. So we'll have to see. The gun play is obviously there. They're able to really kind of execute the triple taps, if you will, getting the 2-on-1 weapon, goes for the fast swap without the reload, and gets that final bit of damage to take out that final bit of health bar. But we'll have to see. Maybe University of Kentucky has a plan.
They might. And interesting that you say that King of the Hill might be an awkward place for Boise State to stand, considering their kind of hunker down and group together stance.
Right.
And this kind of, plays off that, because it's King of the Hill. You want all your people there.
Sure.
Do you think, though, that Kentucky will be kind of afraid of their stability as a group and won't want them in a King of the Hill situation?
Maybe. The alternative is like Oddball, which I don't think is going to happen. I love Oddball as a game mode. That's just me personally. But it's not like I don't know. I'm not too familiar with how popular it is at the higher ranks.
Sure.
When I play with my friends, we're all at the bottom of the barrel, so it doesn't matter what we're doing. But yeah, it's possible. And another thing too to mention, you're stuck in that zone trying to get those points as you're sitting there maintaining possession of it. You run the risk of just having the grenade spam into that kind of tiny chokehold. All players starting with those 2 just basic frag grenades, spike grenades, and plasma grenades being readily available throughout the map. You could kind of pigeonhole yourself into a dangerous alley.
Definitely
that's
so.
no fun.
I mean, yeah, with the King of the Hills zone being known, You know, the
Right.
objective is
Oh,
obvious.
there's people here. Yeah.
The deathmatch style of where could he be goes away, and you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the advantage of knowing what's exactly going on the map.
In contrast to that, you can get the repulsor kind of active item that projectiles and, more importantly, grenades, you can just bounce them back with the flick of the wrist. That's always fun. You're
That's
like, oh,
nice.
you're going to
It's a
stick
nice
me?
little spam.
No. I'm going to
chance.
stick you with your own grenade. Not easy to do, but again, as we can clearly see, these players are there in terms of skill level.
Definitely so.
But we'll have to wait and see, and I'm eager to see whether or not Boise State can get this continuing moving forward. It is a best of 5, so they have at least 2 more games in front of them.
It sounds like we're going to be playing Recharge.
Okay.
Stronghold.
Oh,
How do you feel about that?
I like Stronghold, personally. There's a lot of cheeky angles you can approach from. It's maybe not the most straightforward map.
Sure, but do we want a straightforward game?
No. I don't think that's the last thing that we
Excitement
want.
of twists and turns.
Yeah, and it continues to show if Boise State is able to pull this off with relative ease, that they're able and comfortable to adapt. I mean, this is a very map. This is a very map. This is a map in which you have to be somewhat forward-thinking in your adaptability. You can't be rigid in the way that you approach not even this game mode, but this map in particular. I love this. This is so beautiful.
Just a gorgeous fly cam.
I've fallen off that particular spot more times than I'd like to admit.
Environmental kills are always embarrassing to admit.
Yeah. Why do they have to do this to me? I already have enough tough times dealing with the other players on the map. Why does the map have to
The
betray
map is
me
against
as well?
you too.
You know, gone are the days though where the map like intentionally has traps or
Right.
like interactable things that hunt you down. I guess Mario Kart would be the exception to that, but Mario Kart's a ruthless
Even
game.
still, people throw those. People put them there. There's less piranhas and swingy things on the side.
You think so?
I don't know.
I think they're getting up in the grill.
They're all upons.
I mean, there's moles on one entire race for Mario Kart.
That's true.
That's dangerous.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Unless
no,
you
there is
grew
a
up
lot
in
of,
like
I've,
Idaho.
I've never considered Mario Kart being a very
It's
environmental
ruthless.
kills
It
based
is.
game.
Oh, 100%. Luckily, they said, well, if you fall off in the ocean or whatever, we'll just lift you back up. But having someone have to like pick you up by the back of your
Back
collar,
to crane you up.
yeah, that's a demoralizing experience.
It is, especially when people are just walking by you and you see your number just continually tick down.
Yeah, you're like, I'm
Ooh.
one. I'm no longer one. They got
Here's
the
the
flames on
skins.
here.
Gonna take a quick run through the pause menu and we're back into it. Got the cat ears ready.
Woo!
Wow, and that's all it takes.
I
Fire
think
team
that
leader.
the teams were a little janky
Yeah, a little
in
bit
terms of who
wonky.
was on what
Well,
side.
not
so
quite set up well. We got a quick little
all
sneak
right,
peek.
on to game 3, baby.
That's all. No contest.
Yeah, that's the best. Didn't see anything, nothing really to
Yeah,
garner
nothing to
from
talk
that.
a whole lot about.
That
Unfortunately,
gameplay was eager to punch, I guess, would be an adjective.
I appreciate that about it,
Yeah.
especially considering you can get a little nudge and maybe send them into the water.
Well, that makes
Drop
the
into the drink.
competitive nature of the game that much more interesting, though, right? Is when your opponents are also your allies,
I think we should have gone with it.
just to see.
We could have played that out.
Yeah, and then whoever wins, we get a point each.
A little sabotage action. So you do 3 and 1. So you only have like
Oh.
one switch on either side.
And
So
that
it's-
one player can't shoot, but they can report the location of the entire enemy team or your team at that point.
Grenades are AOE and friendly fire, though, right?
I think friendly fire is involved in the ECAC, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I don't play a hyper competitive. I got myself to gold 4
Right.
in Halo when it
Right.
first came out. Pretty proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot climb past it,
It's
which
okay.
is fine by me.
Yep.
It's higher than some of my friends, and that I will tote to the day
And
I
that we
die.
can take home.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly. That's a moral W, and we
And
like those.
You can still keep intellectually growing in the game. There's no
True.
hard stuck spot where you can't stop learning and just getting better understanding what's going on. But your hand, it can only move so fast.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, really.
My brain really thinks at a high caliber level. I got boomer hands. I might be 30 this year.
Wow. We're looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's actually next week.
Ooh. Exciting. We might have to have a
Super
special
exciting.
little broadcast for you.
I'm down.
Where we just attach the fly cam to you. And we see what a day in the life of
get me a
Berto is.
GoPro. I will help produce the best stream possible.
I'm looking forward to it. We'll just pump you into every game. Every game that we have. Every pro game.
I would have to be, can I be under like a moniker? Can I be disguised as an actual Boise State player by name?
Oh, and we have to guess which one you are.
Yeah. It'll be easy to
I
tell.
think it'd be a little too easy. Well, we are seeing the real players play on their real teams, moving in the
Real
zones here.
teams, and this is exactly what we were kind of wondering. Here comes that grenade spam that we were worried about, but doesn't look like Zeke is too paranoid, too paralyzed by fear. Gonna get the B point.
Yeah,
Of course, you know, getting the more points held gives you the tick rate a little bit higher.
Oh, A point being contested pretty strong
A
here.
and C, there's going to be a nice swap over. It looks like A was abandoned.
Okay, with swap
There's a
overs.
1v2. Ooh,
Close up, but doesn't take it.
It's a jiggle step, too powerful, but they still continue to hold. And that's kind of a thing, as opposed to, you know, it's Team Slayer. Dying is not the absolute worst thing as long as you're able to pull pressure away from the points that are contested. Target spotted. Captain going to call that one out. B is going to be probably the hot seat for both of these teams, to be honest.
Definitely so. We've seen Brava turn over quite a few times here. Now here it is again, but that's two on the side of Boise State.
I wonder if they just don't want to play towards A. I mean, it looks like University of Kentucky really does have a pretty firm hold of this, and as I say that, it gets flipped over.
Yeah,
But
it happens. Oh, a strong contention on that C. Looks like they've almost flipped it here.
Oh my gosh.
But it's not quite enough. That
The
just
full
moves the
four
tick
members
rate, and we
there.
already see Boise State is well ahead, so they've just got to
Oh,
just
the
got to get
plasma
that
punch.
upper hand.
This is the combo. The plasma pistol with the melee instantly following up. Take out the shield immediately. Goes for the punch for the full damage. That's a 1-2 combo. Oh, but the energy sword was left on the ground. That is a
Can't be
a
leaving that
very nice
around.
find. Here comes the silent assassin. Doesn't matter. Can it even show that he has a sword? I think that's something you keep secret until you absolutely have to. Though.
Oh,
there goes
there
the
it
slides.
is. Man, that man was just trying to climb up on the
Trying to
ledge.
make sushi out of that guy.
Oh, goodness. Ruthless. All of the act. There's that punch energy we're looking for. Goes ADS. Some long distance kills. Absolutely defending the site.
Surprise. So has the sword. Doesn't want to even pull it out, but gets stuck. Drops it, though, on the ground.
Yeah, tragic.
Active camo is available on this map,
Nearby
too.
players.
Surprise. Does have the needler, doesn't need it. The slide, the tactical, just showing off right here.
Yeah,
93 to 14. Here comes the plasma pistol, waiting for the punch to follow suit. There goes the shot. The shield being taken out immediately will force the Speary away. Ooh. There's the assist. Gets some plasma grenades underneath. Finds it and predicts it, but unfortunately takes just a shot to the health bar.
Now, we talked about this earlier. Boise State doesn't need C-Site. Because they
don't.
have the ahead,
They
can just hang out with A and a half, and they are fine to roll on that.
I don't know if you ever heard of the term Flame Horizon, but that's currently what's happening. Over 100 points difference between these two teams, and Boise State comfortable still holding on to that. There goes the combo!
Air.
He doesn't want to use the fist. He's totally fine with just using the gun.
Wow.
Surprise, you don't have a shield. Doesn't matter. He does not. He does. They trade 1 for 1, blow for blow there.
It does. Well, if you
And
don't
again-
count the first one or two.
Well, I mean, deaths, again, continuing to not be the worst thing to have happen as long as you're able to hold these points. That is the true objective. A can't be contested. They can't get themselves past that entry point.
They can't.
I challenge on to B. C's theirs for sure for now, but they keep spawning out of it. Looks like Zeke's trying to go for a back cap here.
Yeah. Catch a little outro here. They know what's going on, though. They keep dumping the... Oh, not quite. Catches him in the ear.
Now he's got to retreat, maybe attack from a different angle. They might swap B off for C and then just go for a CA hold. There should be defenders here, though. There are. Nice shots. Oh, this triple round burst is just so powerful if you can get those headshots.
Just owns so much ground.
Zeke is so comfortable with that. There comes the backup. Takes a elimination of their own. Still trying to, they're challenging C to get this kind of, this team, this University of Kentucky team backed up into a corner, but one had slipped out. Made some progress towards A, but was quickly eliminated. Oh, maybe not. They lose a 1v1. They actually flip it over. This is a huge opportunity for Kentucky. They're swarming all over, too, getting the kills on the board. They have the 2 points. They just have to hold them. They might lose a third one. B's under attack, too.
It is, and almost full turnover, but we see him going on C. So just a little swap there. They're comfortable with that. This is an okay pace, but they've got to start pushing back.
Yeah, I mean, they almost close it out with that 250 being the benchmark that they need to secure the dub.
Picking up that power sword again.
Yeah, the power sword back onto Zeke's hands. Great option to challenge A with because of the short range.
Looks like
not the best weapon to challenge B with because of this kind of long angle there. He's trying to get into melee range. Knows that someone's on to C.
Beautiful C defense to take it right back.
That will be 2 over.
Charlie's in their hands.
More seconds. And truth be told, 5 minutes, one team will, I think, would be the victor.
Definitely so.
Plasma Great still here. Energy Sword still available. Trying to go under. Trying to predict the rotation. Doesn't know where they are quite yet.
Some grenades on the B.
Active camo available.
Going very aggressive, just holding them in the spot there. Just a few points left.
Nice tactical slide there. Still has the sword. Still just chipping away at their opponents. Not really committing to anything because there's no need to. They got 2 points.
They're just poking.
That's going to do it. 3 more points. Couple more seconds. C will be challenged, though. That will pause it for a moment. Will it be flipped? It will. Kentucky needs to hold on to these points for their life.
They definitely do.
They'll be put on to match point.
Holding those sites is critical, and they're doing a good work of it here, but 2v1 is hard to hold. And that's almost a turnover. Another one comes right on in, but...
Oh, the double.
Oh.
The grenade just so perfectly balanced. C will flip over. It doesn't look like Kentucky's in a position to take A. This could do it.
This could be it. 1 more
3,
second.
2, 1.
There it is.
Boise State does it again. Putting themselves on match point. Impressive.
Impressive indeed. They really hold it pretty well.
Did you know the Boise State Esports is always looking for talented players, production, and broadcast talent. Top talent, along with good grades and eligibility, can earn scholarships as well. Sign up today by visiting boisestate.edu/esports for more information. Calisthenics.
Do it. We're ready for you.
They didn't know what I was doing.
No, they missed out on the entire, on all the motions that go with the Boise State Esports ad.
Just a lot of emotions. A lot of emotions, too.
Once you guys sign up and once you guys get here, we'll teach them to you.
I'll be more than happy to.
More than happy.
Whatever I know, whatever wisdom I can share, I'm more than happy to pass on. Boise State.
Speaking of passing on.
Passing on, well.
Speaking of moving on.
Moving on, yeah. Passing on, not so much. They're continuing their full of vitality spread here, continuing with just a dominant force.
Very dominant.
Not really close in both of these maps so far.
Nope.
And that was a game mode that University of Kentucky picked. They get another pick, of course, and we get another ban or another map pick. But if that's the game mode that they picked, you would figure that they would put up a bit of a kerfuffle, a little bit of a tussle, a little fight.
Yes.
Didn't seem like that was an opportunity. I don't know if it was just the way that Boise State played the map, kind of removed their agency on how to play and the ability to play the game. But Kentucky's got to change something here in between these next maps.
And it's interesting for maps. Ooh, it's going to be recharge.
Okay. Can we read that map one more time, production?
Oddball.
Okay.
And I was going to say, it's and in many games, choosing that game mode or choosing that map that you feel you're comfortable with might be something that the other team is even more comfortable with. And your maybe second place option could be dead last for them. So playing it all out and really getting the entire night is the only way to really tell.
Oddball.
How do you feel about Oddball? We talked about this earlier.
That's one of my favorites. You can punch people.
Yeah.
It will be on the same map. We're going back to recharge, so we will probably see a lot of the same kind of hunker down positions that Boise State held, both kind of up away from the B point, up on top of where A is, where there's that 2-level difference. But other than that, there's not a lot of really good hidey holes in this map. It's pretty open. Maybe even where C was that we last saw, where the sword spawns, that whole area with the ramp. You can use a lot of line of sight to protect yourself. Where we are right now in Observer is great because you can do this loop for as much as you need to stay alive.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, for Oddball,
Yeah, tell us more about Oddball.
it's like the worst version of Team Slayer because the team that's ahead will be the one who has the oddball for longest. The possession gets you time. Whoever gets the most time up to a certain cap wins. With how things have been so far historically in this matchup, Boise State, they're going to get it on someone who's comfortable just being mobile, being sneaky, and then they have the rest of the team to defend them.
Exactly.
So they're going to force University of Kentucky to say, well, you have to come to us now. There really isn't a question. If you want this oddball, you have to rip it from our hands.
Yeah, you have to take out 2 or 3 people to get to it.
Yeah.
And I would love to see Zeke in back of pack, carrying the backpack like we know he can.
I want to see some oddball kills. Because, again, you can melee with the oddball. It's a skull.
Right.
You just smack the guy's skull with the skull, and it does damage. I don't know if it's increased because I would be busted.
That would be huge.
But it's a power move to say, I don't need a gun to
A
take
nice
you
little
out.
flex.
It is a
I
big
think we'll
flex.
see quite a bit of that then. Because we do like flexing. We do like the melee pulls.
Right.
And I think they are comfortable in a group.
Yeah. Each taking a turn, just softening up the target with their fists. Again, this is the ECAC Esports Halo Collegiate Style. Boise State versus University of Kentucky. University of Kentucky on their last leg. This is their last chance
really
to get
are.
a dub to continue on to Game 4 and possibly Game 5. Boise State looking to make this a sweet 3-0 and continuing to keep that record as clean as possible.
Indeed they are. And like you said, they're in position to do it. Historically speaking.
Just
So,
the one map we lost.
Yeah. That's tragic.
Sad.
Maybe they can win enough maps to, when you round the percentage out to like.
It's still 100?
Yeah,
That's
it's still
impossible.
100.
I don't think you could do that, can you?
You can. Yeah.
You round the percentage, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. It has to be rounded to something. But like even in batting, they say batting 1,000. That's only like 3 digits. You only have to hit like a few million.
Only a few million bats. I didn't realize how much baseball players actually play baseball in their season. It's crazy.
I don't know what to do with this information.
You didn't know that
No,
they play a tremendous amount of games?
Do they really?
Like a lot. I don't have the exact number, and I'm sure I could find out. Looks like we might have a little of a lobby diff right now. Yes.
5v3. Interesting.
Production. How many how many games are in a competitive Major League Baseball season? Not playoffs, just regular season. We'll wait on
We'll find out.
possibly
Back to you
the
on that very
information.
soon. In the
But they play a
meantime.
lot. And to be fair, with how this Boise State Halo roster is operating, this is the freshest squad.
Really?
This is the squad that's had, not like player-wise. What?
It was 162 games.
That's an incredible amount of
That's
games.
kind of ridiculous. My elbows hurt. Think about that.
My everything hurts, period. But that's just age.
General.
Not like these players are new to the game. They've been playing it since it
Definitely.
came out.
And
But it is the freshest game. It's
Yes.
the newest game. And this is the newest Boise State roster to be put together, is this Halo squad. And, with maybe some mentalities carried over from some students like Zeke, who played
Yes.
on Valorant team and, again, been part of a lot of the Call of Duty here. They have those kind of virtues for the Boise State program instilled in their mind.
Definitely.
But still, to kind of put this together and just hit the ground running with one map loss as an obstacle, that's an incredible feat.
Huge. Absolutely huge. Yeah.
It could be, not trying to discredit anyone's achievements, there are not a lot of other teams that have put a lot of kind of that ground running mentality into it.
Yep.
But I think you have to.
Admittedly, you have to consider, it's a really new game for everybody. It has to
Sure.
be a new game for our team, which makes our team really fresh. But
Right.
it's a new game for other people, too. So I'd like to see how, the meta, if there is a real strong meta for the game. I think we've got it figured out, though. It seems like a pretty straightforward game.
I don't think there's possible to have a meta unless it's like with how the mechanics of the game
Right.
modes play out.
Point
right?
holds and,
Right.
gun pairings and positioning for lobs.
Yeah. Because
But-
there's no loadouts, so you really
No.
don't have a lot of opportunity to do what you want right off the bat. You do have to fight for it, arguably.
Yes, definitely. Except for the cat ears. You can pick those right up.
You could. I mean, that's clearly the only
That's
choice.
meta.
That's the meta choice. Is
Yep.
the cat ears.
Yep.
You can pick whatever colors you want.
And we could talk about some other things that make the game real strong.
There's other things I'm sure that are more accurate in how they affect the game positively or negatively, and they are Doc's keys to the game. Doc sees the game, of course, in Halo are control that high ground, rotate the power items, team target, and sweaty comms, doing it to a almost nth degree right now for Boise State. And of course, Doc's Keys of the Game are brought to you by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for games who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. And whether you're new to the scene or these guys right here, Zeke, seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey after this, of course, sign up at dropingaming.com. And I'm glad they gave Zeke the oddball, because that's the perspective we get to see the game from.
Look at that. I want one on my desk.
It is pretty cool. Just a nice little oddball hand warmer for when your fingies get cold.
Yep. Those gaming fingies.
The gaming fingies. Ooh, okay. Nice assist. Left alone. And this is an interesting kind of point for oddball in particular is this, the skull swapping.
Yeah.
You see it often in like capture the flag. You as your own individual player, to create as much distance, you continually throw the flag in front of you and then run to get it again.
Right.
Because you are at reduced speed while holding this objective. In order to continue yourself to be lively and mobile, you do this flag throwing. To be able to defend yourself, you do like this skull swapping to swap to a quick gun and try to win out the fights.
Ooh,
Does drop it. May go finally into the hands of University of Kentucky, but only for a moment, as they have to drop the skull for a bit of a second. They're going to reset themselves with their shield before entertaining picking up the skull. It's now dropped on the ground, right into the hands of Zeke. This is a dangerous position.
Yeah, I was kind of out in the open, just kind of enjoying the views. Ooh, one on the side, drops that skull, tries to defend, but
almost gets himself the turnaround kill, but couldn't get it fast enough there.
Snake Junior 02 takes it.
To 50 to about 10. Not as much of a disparity we've seen so far from Boise State.
Especially considering this is 10 and counting.
Yeah.
The skull has been dropped, so they're under pressure. Under pressure indeed is, we see Zeke take another one, starts moving up with the grenades, and look at that location reveal. We are so close, and now the oddball is back to control.
Want to keep Zeke on the offensive, full range of mobility, full range of guns. Finding a target, goes for the grenade, finds the shield break on 2, and will cash in the 2 kills as well. And they're playing for keeps now. They say, oh, we got our oddball back there. We're going to hunt you down wherever you are. Nice shots, but the actual beam in this facility will keep them alive for a moment longer. Ooh. Grenades will take out some of their health. Oh, they could not get the vault up the corner. That's exactly how I die pretty much every time when I go for the sword.
Oh, you're just greedy for the sword?
Oh, 100. It's the coolest weapon. Aside from like maybe the gravity hammer. But that's a classic. That's
if
OG.
you consider the oddball a weapon, I think it takes spot number 1.
I think oddball is the best weapon. You can attack with the flag too, but I don't know what's more powerful, a giant stick or a tiny skull.
The skull is on fire.
It is on fire. That's true. I don't think it does fire damage, but it should. Oh, the punch! Oh! They found out where he was. They found a sword to defend him, but they'll slide themselves back in. They'll actually throw it off the edge, which is super important. If you don't think you can get the skull back from your opponents, if you can get access to it and throw it off an edge like that where you would normally die because of the kill box, it resets the skull. Resets its positioning, meaning that your opponent no longer has a really strong-holded defense of it.
Right. If I can't have it, nobody can.
Exactly. And no one puts skull in the corner because why would you do that? Except you totally can.
Ooh, and a 76-23, it is imperative for Kentucky as they are already on match point here. This is
they
map
got to
3.
fight for this a little bit
They've
harder.
got a tooth and nail. Ooh. Uncomfortable. Snake.
It kind of just boils down, watching these 3 maps, these 3 game modes so far, that team fighting, team communication, sweaty comms mentality is really the bond between these players.
Definitely.
The cohesiveness between these 2 teams is evident. You got this kind of watered down, like made in like Etsy glue for University of Kentucky, and Boise State's rocking out the Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue, definitely.
100%.
Just
You got like that permanent like bonding agent. You have the 2 like polymers you mix together, and then like if it dries, it can never be removed. Oh yeah,
just welded together.
it's got Flex Seal on it.
Flex seal. That's are they really that tight?
They seem to be.
I'm sorry, Boise State, but I feel like a Flex Seal team wouldn't have lost a map.
Ooh, shots fired. 1v1 this man. Greg will fight all of you now, apparently.
No, they are actually doing fantastic. It is 87-27, so Kentucky is looking down the barrel and uphill.
Yeah, and it's quickly becoming worse and worse. Only a couple more seconds, and this will go by the wayside. Zeke pushing forward, trying to keep the offenders at bay, and that will do it. Boise State will win it and take it home 3-0, keeping that tiny little smudge on their record pristine. That one's going to be like isolated. It's getting themselves set up here. I forget that there's more than one round to this game mode. My bad.
It's all right. We got excited. There are several rounds in oddball.
I'm a human being.
Here we
What's
are
up?
on the desk. You guys can be here too. Look at all them seats. You should fill
That's
these up.
true.
Watch
Y'all
live.
should be here.
Yeah,
There's
what are you doing at home?
Well, there used
There's
to
a
be
lot.
bean bags.
There used to be
I think
beanbags.
these seats are actually pretty cool.
The seats are cool.
We should get some sort of like graffiti artist in here to tag them up.
Oh, okay. I was going to say a popcorn machine, but
That we do
Graffiti
have
art.
one of those. It's in the room.
we
over
do?
there. Yeah.
it should be out here in Buttery. That thing should
If
be
we ever
cooking.
cast Hearthstone, it'll be here.
Oh, yeah. Right here.
We just ask for production to make the popcorn, and they bring it to us.
Definitely. All
Speaking
right.
of popping, Boise State popping off. Didn't
With
have much
2
of
points.
possession.
No, but it's
They
all
got the
right.
kills, though. They get the possession. They look like they're going to go for the sword as well. Don't miss this time.
Ooh, and it is in
You can
game.
actually deny your teammate by standing on the edge. You can edge guard your teammates in this game.
That's rough. Energy sword coming in clutch. Oh, unfortunately, it is
Does
dropped.
not. The melee from that player on University of Kentucky, it almost riposts the sword itself. So if you melee at the same time, you can defend yourself from being insta-killed.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not like an insta-give cheesy weapon anymore. It requires some
Timing.
skill.
Oh, interesting. Well, Kentucky has that skill and walked out with the sword there, so we're only looking at a 10-3 possession difference
Yeah,
here.
7 points of time.
That's a little.
One
that's
more
a little
round
scary.
for Boise State. It is pretty scary. They are now ticking up, keeping themselves in further distance.
Yeah.
They're moving forward towards Kentucky. They're not playing reserve, not playing protect
They are
the
not.
oddball. They are just going full gung-ho.
That is not how Boise State plays oddball. Gung ho is the answer.
It's the only way. I just don't want to look at it. See, this is like the same mentality for the flag throwing.
Yep. Just making distance.
And
Hanging
it,
out.
again, because it really does limit your speed. So what you have to do is you become a mind game at this point. You have the oddball, your locations revealed to your opponent.
It is.
You just move in such a unpredictable and unorthodox way, and they'll never touch you because
Never
they
let 'em
will
know you
never
can
know
move.
where you are.
Keep him guessing. He's kind of slowing down here, not really utilizing that run around the spiral while your friends help you. But it looks like we have an aggressive Boise State other players here. Those other 3 are doing
Right.
well to just defend the objective completely.
I think there's a bit of spawn manipulation happening here, where Boise State, the members that are on that offensive defense, they're on the forward cusp of combat, keeping the entire time the spawns for University of Kentucky on the opposite side of the map.
Right.
Because they won't be allowed to spawn behind them. Zeke will continue to hold that corner, so they can't spawn in that corner. It's a dangerous place to be, and that's why you often see teams that maybe throw this right away. Gets the repulsor off the edge. Jesse resets the. He gets the
Uppercuts him right off the ledge. Ruthless.
okay, now that's cool.
Yeah.
That is ruthless to some extent, but I like it.
Yeah. No, we're okay
Um,
with a little ruthlessivity.
Yeah, so if you're a team in danger in that corner, as opposed to letting them gain the same foothold that you have to defend, you throw it off the edge, or in that instance, you get knocked off the edge and your life is forfeit.
Definitely so. After that little oddball
here.
reset, though, not seeing a lot of possession on it. Ooh,
Nice peaks.
just laser thin angles.
Surprised he got time bought for him.
Indeed. Still, though, we're not seeing that oddball picked up. There it is. Oh,
There it goes. That's a free kill. Gets the oddball just for a second more point.
just camping it.
And that's, I think, the wise choice. Until you can maybe get yourself in a good possession to hold it for what needs to be, 60, 70 seconds.
Yes.
That's a long time. But again, as long as no one gets a hold of it, no one can win. 2 minutes left on the clock. Timer only ticks down when someone has. I mean, what is happening with the timer? It's 2 minutes, but it's not 2 minutes. I think the timer only ticks when no one has the oddball. Can you throw the oddball on the
progress.
ground?
Yeah, we want to see.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
very
so
true.
when the ball's not in possession, okay. That's the Titanfall 2 move is what we call it. It doesn't end up working out well for him. That
all
was a
right.
pretty flashy
It was
play.
a good try. It was a good try. And only 7 seconds on the clock for the oddball in blue possession needed here to bring up that spotless record we've been talking nonstop about.
Just about to cross that finish line, getting themselves close to the 90, but get taken out. Grenade spam is here and happy. 18, not going to be able to do much. Getting themselves into the 90 territory, just a few more seconds. Just has to play keep away. There goes the punch, and he actually secures it. The Skull Bash, Skull v Skull, who wins? Top 10 anime battles.
Number 6 will surprise you. Oh, another nice
Never tell me
punch.
the odds.
Just 2 seconds left on Boise State's turf. Going for these ego kills right at the end here. Just trying to clamp in on the ball, but they've got a decent position held up. Ooh, we
Nice
do
shot.
pick one out.
Flick.
A few more. They're gaining time. Ball is dropped. They got to start juggling it.
And unfortunately, time being the essence of the game, one
There it is.
surprise, and that'll do it. Now they'll do it. Now they'll win. Boise State, the victors, 3-0. Doesn't lose a map, doesn't lose a round.
No.
They continue on their streak in the ECAC. Kind of so far the team to beat. Not a lot of teams showing a lot of competition, if you will.
I would.
Would you? If you will, would you?
Well, there it is.
If there's a will, there's a you. And also a way. I'm sorry.
One door
I'm
closes
really
and
sorry
several
for
open.
what just came out of my mouth.
Well, there you guys have it. Yeah, again, just riding on that spotless record.
Yeah.
Excellent play by University of Kentucky. I love them pushing all the way to the end there.
Yeah. It's difficult, I think, to highlight
Anyone
more
other
than
than
one
Zeke?
player, mainly because we could only see Zeke.
I will say Snake Jake, I think, or not Snake Jake, Snake Jr.
See, you
02.
can't even.
Snake Jr. 02 got the most kills onto Zeke. And I think just by the way that the roster is set up, we saw a lot of Calvin play whenever Zeke was dead. Other than that, though, I think Zeke had a lot of oddball possession, a lot of good plays.
Yeah, so I think we'll throw it to the Zeke player of the game. It's Zeke, everybody. Big surprise.
Wow.
The Zeke of the game is actually Zeke. Fantastic job. Thank you for giving us your perspective. Gotta love it. And to be fair, a great player to watch.
Yes.
Both on stage, off stage in the audience. Super fun to play games with. Super positive dude.
That is your ICCU player of the game.
Yeah. Can we really call it the? Yeah. It is the ICCU player of the game. Player of the game is brought to you, of course, by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes that a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central is helping members achieve financial success. Zeke is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. Now we'll do it for
that's
ECAC's coverage for Halo tonight. Any big takeaways? Anything you're looking forward to as the tournament continues on?
I'd love to see some real pressure, someone to really make Boise State have a little run for their money.
Good luck.
That's all. Yeah, I'll keep searching.
We'll have to put Zeke on a different team, I think, for that to work.
Okay.
But again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for staying tuned for this fantastic broadcast for ECAC Halo Collegiate Series, Boise State versus Kentucky. Boise State taking the big W. We'll see if they continue on next week as they continue on their tournament. But that will do it for us for this portion of the broadcast. But have a little bit more action stayed up for the rest of the night. We'll be back in a bit. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and settle down with the top 5 plays of the game, which are brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who encourage and invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With over 10 jobs and a $20,000 sign-on bonus and a degree of your choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard truly is the best team out there. Reach out on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. We'll be back.
About this earlier, Boise State doesn't need Seaside. because they
don't.
have the ahead.
They have two.
They can just hang out with A.5, and they are fine to roll on that.
I don't know if you ever heard of the term Flame Horizon, but that's currently what's happening. Over 100 points difference between these two teams, and Boise State comfortable still holding on to that. There goes the combo.
It is. We see Zeke take another one, starts moving up the grenades, and look at that location reveal. We are so close, and now the oddball is back to control.
Want to keep Zeke on the offensive, full range of mobility, full range of guns. Finding a target, goes for the grenade, finds the shield break on 2, and will cash in the 2 kills.
Catch a little outro here. They know what's going on, though. They keep dumping the, oh, not quite. Catches him in the ear.
Now he's got to retreat, maybe attack from a different angle. They might swap B off for C and then just go for a CA hold. There should be defenders here, though. There are. Nice shots. Oh, this triple round bursts. C will be challenged, though. That will pause it for a moment. Will it be flipped? It will. Kentucky needs to hold on to these points for their life.
They definitely
They'll be put on to match point.
Holding those sites is critical, and they're doing a good work of it here, but 2v1 is hard to hold. And that's almost a turnover. Another one comes right on in, but...
Oh, the double.
Oh,
It's more powerful. A giant stick or a tiny skull.
the school is on fire.
It is on fire. That's true. I don't think it does fire damage, but it should. Oh, the punch! Oh! They found out where he was. They found a sword to defend him, but they'll slide themselves back in. They'll actually throw it off the edge, which is super important. If you don't think you can get